folks. I'm not here at all.
Tonight we have a really, really exciting episode. Guys, this is something I've been wanting to do since we started this podcast. Actually bring in a real live psychic to our studio to have us read, to see if this stuff is real.
Wait, are you saying like red, like Dave? Is it red right now?
Dave is really red. Like he's sweating. He's lounged back.
Out in Florida.
His stomach's exposed. He's red.
Sweaty.
But the problem is, much like contractors, guys, it's the scumbags that ruin it for the legit ones. And it's the same thing in the world of psychics. I was always afraid to bring someone onto this show because they catch such a bad rap. They're charlatans, they're tricksters, they're out to take advantage of emotional people, bilk them out of money. So I didn't want to bring a psychic on here because I wasn't sure what to expect. But in my travels, for my corporate job, what I do during the day, I ran into a woman, a very nice woman. Hey, Shannon. I don't know if Shannon's going to be listening to this show, but there's a shout out to her. And she mentioned that she knows of a psychic who's renowned, who's known, who is 100% legit. And I was provided the name, and after doing some extensive research, found him online, read about him, was impressed. I had some other serendipitous encounters with people knowing this person, small world out there. I decided to bring him in. And so he's here with us today, a renowned psychic by the name of Dylan Bell, who's going to actually read myself, Jason Nhyte, Joe Erie, Dave Black, the Constant Skeptic, and possibly Jojo Erie. Oscar Spector is not going to be read today, correct?
Yeah.
He doesn't. Always very eloquent. He's a wordsmith.
What do you want me to elaborate?
Yeah, why not?
The bathtub Virgin Mary on his front lawn won't let him.
Exactly. The half-cut Virgin Mary bathtub. Exactly. Oh, do you want me to kill time by saying things? Is that what the sign was? No, it's not like it's not my thing or not my thing. It's just that I'd rather have you guys do it. I'd rather focus on this because we have all the mics on and it's like a different environment. The sounds can be already different. I can tell. It's not like off or bad, but I can hear like the coherence, for example. It's not a bad thing. That's just but it's so I want to focus on the producing side and recording. I don't want to do anything else.
I know. I kind of like sleeping down here. It's the running water.
Does it make you pee all the time?
No, it just makes me sleep well.
And then pee. Flushy metals, yeah.
Sometimes.
So that's why I'm not doing it. It's not like I'm against it or anything. I would love that. I've done it like twice before. Possibly third. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, yeah. So there'll be four of us getting ready. Well, three of us, possibly four with Jojo. Jojo Erie, Joe Erie's son, is actually going to be recording all of the sessions for our YouTube channel, Chicago's own Supernatural Occurrence Studies on YouTube. Listeners, go out and subscribe, because we're going to catch all this on video. What do you think, guys? I mean, you're the two clairsensitives. You feel this stuff. Joe, the constant believer. Dave, the constant skeptic. What do you think about having a real, renowned psychic here with us this evening?
I am curious to see what it's all about. I mean, obviously, I've had experiences myself of the psychic nature that are, there's certain of the, like the huckster psychics that you talk about are more psychologists than psychics, or where they're able
to read people.
Well, they're able to read people and pick out things about their quirks or their characteristics or personality, whatever, that allows them to hone in on things. Like you can tell if somebody's lost somebody important recently or whatever, just by mannerisms or whatnot. Somebody's, you can tell if somebody's got something on their mind. Like if you go into work and the guy next to you is sulking in his chair, like, oh, Tom, what's wrong? He's like, oh, my wife, just found out she's cheating on me. Like you can tell when somebody's having a shit day. Like you can tell when somebody is going through.
So again, go back to reading people.
Yeah. So, but I'm curious to see if Dylan can prove to me that he truly is beyond that.
And we'll introduce Dylan here in a few moments, because he also came with some friends who are in in that field as well, and we'll introduce them. So we have a full house tonight, but we're not going to get to Dylan just yet.
Dylan, can we use Ring My Bell as a song on the podcast?
We'll get to
Okay.
Dave. I'm like, yeah, we're not going to get to Dylan yet. Hey, Dylan. Goof. Joe, how about you?
All right. Well, first and foremost, I'm gonna start off just by saying, most people I meet, it's like, oh, I'm psychic, I'm this, I'm that. They're all bullshit, you know. But I look like me, it's like almost like animal instincts, like just smell, like sense, and when they walked up, I'm like, okay, yeah, they're one of us.
Really?
And you
Oh
sniffed
yeah,
them.
instantly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying though? It's
That's
like you
interesting.
just
Well,
sniff it and you just know.
You've been talking about that for years. You know,
Yeah.
being able to walk into a psychic. Like
You know when people have it. You know when people
right,
have it.
you
You know
walk
when
in,
people
you're like,
don't.
No, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
You walk right out. So you've been saying about that. You
Yeah,
just know.
it just
for quite a
just
while.
instantly, it's like, okay, it's one of us, you know. So, but just I already know. I don't have to talk. I feel that. So, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait, you know. And I know we all have different gifts, you know.
I don't have any. I'm obtuse as a brick.
Some people are open more than others. So it's just, some people have orange hair, some people have black hair. You know what I mean? It's just everyone's born in different ways. I want to actually question certain things just because, even like region, eye color, certain things because I've noticed a lot of things about people that feel, and I want to see if there's a connection, you know, with that because, for an example, eye color, it's a mutation. Is it a mutation or do we have something else, you know, that
Like the blue
other
eye
people
thing that
don't?
you talk
Yeah. Not just blue-eyed, you know, it's just, do we have different DNA? Where do we originate from? Is it an old soul thing? Who knows, you know? So I just want to, I want to go, you know, move forward and find out.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
then
me-
I got a good feel instantly.
Good. I did too.
It's almost like an at-home, like,
With these guys here. With,
yeah,
with
not
Dylan and
weird.
his crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
can-
know what I
I can
mean?
find
The
as well.
fighting thing, like where it's like, it's like, it's
That didn't
just,
exist.
no, it's just,
Good. I've never been read before, ever in my life. I'm 39. I kind of, for the longest time, was against it. Like, oh, I'm Catholic. That's devil's work. You
well,
know?
they stole it from.
So
but-
I've never been read in my life. Never would allow it. But I'm going to do it for the first time this evening.
Mhm.
I'm really curious, especially because he did come, highly recommended. I figured, what the hell? For the listeners, for the show, I'll go ahead and do it.
Wait. Let me just mention one thing
No,
really
please,
quick.
go.
Okay, you say you don't have that gift.
That's
You,
correct.
you did pick that shirt out. Okay. Did
Dylan and I have the same
you
shirt.
do that
I
on
did.
purpose?
I purposely wore a
Subconsciously.
collared shirt for these guys. I
Subconsciously,
didn't
did
want to
you
look
not
like
do
a
that?
bum. I don't know. I have no idea. It's a
What
freaking
he said,
shirt.
oh my god, I have that shirt. Did subconsciously you do that on purpose?
Ah, Joe,
Get it?
stop. You're not going to rattle my foundation. So I would say, without further ado, let's introduce Dylan. Have him say hello because I'm sure there's tons of questions. I do want to put it out there though, listeners. Dylan is not being paid to be here. This isn't prearranged. Yes, we've had telephone conversations, Dylan and myself, just to set this meeting up. He's not being paid. He was up at probably 5 o'clock this morning, traveling 5+ hours to get to Chicago to meet us out of the goodness of his heart and his crew as well. So I just want to put that out there. He's not being paid. This is all, I guess, say it again, the goodness of the heart. So without further ado, Dylan Bell. Dylan, welcome to the SOS-Radio podcast, sir.
Thank you. It's a pleasure and honor to be here.
Well, thank you. I want to start out right away. Listeners might say, before we get it, because I want to know about you, I want to know about your past, I want to know about your crew. Listeners might say, okay, Chicago's own Supernatural Occurrence Studies is out there everywhere, all over the internet. They're on 30 different podcast catchers out there in the world, including iTunes and Google Play Music. Information about them is easy to stumble upon. Websites, 3 different websites, all this stuff. Have you done, and no offense, but I have to ask, have you done any research on any of the people in this room?
Not at all. Not one bit. The first conversation we had, I told you I did not want any information. I didn't even want the co-host names. I was even reluctant
You did say
to
that.
even listen to your podcast, but you insisted that I listen to number 22.
Oh, about my daughter, because
Yes,
we were talking
because you
offline
wanted
about my
insight
daughter.
on that,
Yeah.
and I was happy to do that.
Yes, you were. You did. Yes, you did. Okay, and when we talked about you not researching any of us, you mentioned something to me about ego. Do you remember?
Yes.
Could you explain that real
Absolutely.
quick? Of why listeners should believe that you did not research any of us prior?
Sure. The reason why I didn't want any information is because I didn't want ego to get in the way. We're all in a human body, spiritual beings in a human body, and with me researching you guys would have allowed ego to come in and have me make assumptions about you. So I always like to do cold readings. That's why I like to do expos, and that's how I met Shannon. She came up to my booth, had no idea who she was, and we sat down and started the reading off the get-go.
And she was thoroughly impressed.
That's not for me to say.
Well, I can tell you, she was all about, oh my God, you gotta contact
Well,
us.
thank you.
So
I
she was-
appreciate that.
You made her a believer, that's for sure.
Sure. But yeah, that's why I didn't want to research anything. It's none of my business. I simply give what Spirit gives me. So, with that.
And that's glad. I'm glad you mentioned spirit, because I'm going to want to know more about this spirit. Because I did some research about you, very high level, go over your blog, and kind of, you always mention you work with spirit. Not the spirit, it's not spirit with a name, it's spirit. And we're going to get into that, because I want the listeners to understand. But before we do so and get deeper into your background and why you are here, I would like to hear from your crew. Right to the right of you is a gentleman named Chase. Chase, you have a gift as well. So I thought you were bringing people to this meeting because maybe you were afraid of getting killed. You didn't know us. Come with the guns blazing. But as it turns out, the people you brought have special gifts of their own. So listeners, please welcome Chase.
Sorry, something like I want to say like really quick, as long as
Go
we're
ahead.
talking about it. As soon as you guys walked up, because I thought it was him and his friends coming, but all of a sudden it was just like it was like overwhelmed. I'm like, wait, do all you guys kind of have that? It's weird, you
Did
know?
you say
like,
that? Did you ask
I
them?
didn't say anything,
Oh.
but it kind of like felt like there was, you know what I mean, like. And I didn't. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like awkwardness at the beginning, you know.
Well,
but like,
none of us have
but
got-
like,
right.
but the weird, like, I kind of felt that, like, it wasn't just you. It was like the ball of energy, you know. And it's like after you're saying that, I'm like, oh man, okay, that's what it is. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
will say, Dylan, that your philosophy on not doing research and stuff is the same way that me and Joe approach
good
a haunted
point.
place. When I, for instance, if I'm driving by a restaurant or a bar or something and I get a really strong vibe from it,
Absolutely.
I will approach an owner or a worker in that place and I'll be like, is this place haunted? And once they give me the affirmative, I'm like, okay, don't tell me anything else. Don't give me any other information. I'm just going to go walk around and I'll let you know where I feel stuff, what I feel, and then kind of make sure to confirm to them that I'm legit before I even do or say anything.
Right.
And I think that's the best way to gain people's trust and show them that you're legitimate.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with me, and I agree, that's awesome. We're all on the same page. It's kind of like serendipity. We're all clicking very well. We're all matching. What Joe was saying about us walking up, I just want to let you know, a lot of times when we three hang out together, people call us the Trinity because we all have gifts and they're very different, but we do a thing called oneness blessings as well. And I guess Father Justin, I think his name is, he actually walked in and he was like, oh look, it's the three, the Trinity, because of numerology, 3 is the Trinity.
Yeah.
So I just thought
We
that
did an episode about that.
Interesting. Yeah, we did.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Yeah, it's come up a few times.
oh look, things are matching more.
But let's get to Chase. And could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I I am a Reiki master, and I study shamanism, and I have learned to mix both of them. So whenever I do Reiki on someone, I will do a shamanic journey and bring them back gifts from spirit to help them along their way.
Now, just for those who don't know, what is Reiki? A high-level explanation, if there is such a thing.
Reiki is an energy healing modality. We channel the light and love, is what a lot of practitioners call it. What it is just the universal life force, and it heals individuals on the physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies, and releases any negativity that they have in their aura or energy field, so they can progress.
Interesting. Does this include work with like stones and rocks and pressure points on the body, things like that?
It can include stones. We do not do pressure points. It can be hands-on or hands-off. All we do is the energy field. If we're led to touch the body in any way, we first ask permission if we can. And that is just for major blocks that they might have.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We have one more gentleman by the name of Alex.
Hello.
Who is joining us this evening, who came along with Dylan. Alex, what's your story, man?
Well, like you, I actually was brought up Catholic as well, and I was always interested in this stuff, but yet I didn't go near it. And I met Dylan, and we actually started growing together in our psychic abilities, but then we started branching off. He went toward the mediumship, whereas I found a new modality, in which case I do channel poetry. And with this, when I get in touch with a person's energy, I see a symbol or vision of something, I start doodling it like you would doodle in a math class.
I've seen you as we're just kind of warming up here, getting amped up. You have been sitting there kind of doing, I thought you were taking notes for Dylan. So is that what you're doing right now?
That is exactly what I'm doing right now, actually. And as I'm doodling it, a poem comes to mind. And so I'm not for sure what this poem is for. If I don't start doodling, I get that overwhelming sensation of anxiety kind of deal. Like I have to start drawing it, otherwise it's gonna start making me have to go to the restroom. I better start drinking something, otherwise it's not going away.
Really?
It's funny. I had that problem too.
Yeah.
What, Joe?
Huh?
What?
It's like even like it just like just the nervousness, like the IBS. It just dude, it sucks. Like I just that overwhelming feel in your stomach, and it's embarrassing sometimes.
And you think
like
this
but
comes from
it
what Alex
is
saying, this energy, this need
it's
to
pushing out.
explore.
It's releasing toxins and stuff. You're taking in and releasing, and
It's just an overwhelming energy within your gut, like.
yeah.
And then you start getting hot flashes, kind of.
I wondered that too, even like earlier, like because I was like, oh shit, you guys are like me a little bit. I figured it, but like that's something else. But like I know I'm like, damn, I'm like, you guys are like me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I know it's weird sometimes, but it's like it flushes out of your body. It's and you can't do anything about it. I hate it,
Wow.
but.
So again, you said psychic poetry.
Channel.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
listeners. Oscar, edit that out. Nope.
Right.
He never does editing for me. Would we, at some point, maybe at the end of the session, would we be able to see what you come up with? And
Oh yes, I actually turned these doodles into actual oil pastel drawings. In which case, I brought that with me today.
get
In which
out.
case, I can actually draw this up for you guys, and you guys can keep it.
Dude, I told you this was.
Yeah,
a
can I
good
get
idea.
first dibs on the painting?
No, you got so much cool shit around this house. My turn. I want something cool. Anything else you would add right at this moment?
Besides that, we all do card readings, and we just give what we get. So if someone has a very high standard of what they're expecting, it might not please them. So be sure to keep an open mind, keep yourself open when you are getting a reading from whoever you are getting it from, and all the best to you, really.
Awesome. I would probably say at this point, from the three of us that are mic'd up, it would probably be me with the biggest hope and expectation that something that's gonna rock my world, and I'm gonna be like, shit, you know, Shannon was right, all the people were right, Dave and Joe aren't lying, which I don't really think you guys are lying, but people like you, no one's lying, this is legit. I had one experience one time that I told Dylan about on the phone. Sometimes I get diarrhea in the mouth, that's why I host this show. But it happened to me in New Orleans. My wife was getting a reading with a psychic, quote unquote, and something came up from behind me in broad daylight in Jackson Square and lurched me forward on my chair. I don't want to break your chair, so I'm a fat ass Joe. I came completely up off the two back legs of my chair, and my whole field of vision went wonky, and I had to grab this psychic's table because I was going over. I don't know what happened, and I was back in my chair like this with my legs crossed, and so I wasn't leaning on the front of the chair, so I was already off center or anything, but something came up behind me, middle of Jackson Square, broad daylight, no one was behind me, pushed me up on my front two legs, and that psychic turned to me and said, "You opened yourself up, now you're going to experience more." That was her only words to me. And I was like, oh God, what the hell just happened, you know? And I'm like, oh, it was the heat, because it's, you know, August and 100 degrees. I don't need a reason to go to New Orleans, I'll just go. But I'm probably the one that has the most hope of something happening today. That really makes me believe that, yes.
I think everyone has different gifts, you know, and from instant, like the smell, it's like just the scent and energy. I'm like, whoa, right away. Okay, you're my, all right.
So he's pointing
so
to Chase.
So Chase, okay, but I'm just going to explain really quick. My grandma, she's German and Polish, and she dreams a lot of things, okay? And things come to her. She sees people, like, you know, like it just, that's, my grandpa, he feels things, and he knows when things are around. You're my grandpa's type. You're my grandma's type.
He's talking
and
to Dylan.
Yes.
Dylan.
And for some weird reason, it's like there was like a little standoffishness, like, but that's the best, and that means that me and you are, because and that's always like the best, like it's like there's some reason we're so alike. And because when I was younger,
so when you say standoffishness,
it's kind of like it. No, but if you don't know what it means, it might be like it's like a weird feel, but that means that it's like the best. Like and that's why like it's like you were saying before, it's a learned experience. You could do it so many different ways, you know. But I mean, you could venture off different ways. It's a learned. It's like, I mean, I've been doing this stuff since I was little. Like my parents would laugh, like, "Oh, look at you know," and
with seeing ghosts again.
Yeah. Oh, look at the thing in the background, the picture. But
right.
When I met Dave, I'm like, wait, really? And that's when I'm like, wow. And then I started learning everything, and then
I think Joe, we should probably.
We'll talk about this later on. But I already sniffed everything, and I hope I'm right. But
information to start. So
yeah, I know, and I'm gonna hold off.
Bring it
but
back around to
and
Alex.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later. But I think I'm right with this.
No, I say we can go ahead and get started.
Cool.
Yeah.
Listeners, as I mentioned, no money's being exchanged. What I did promise.
Then why'd you ask me for the $800?
You know. What I did promise Dylan, however,
well, it wasn't that good.
however, is that he could feel free to promote his services as freely as he would like on this show. Listeners, of course, in the detailed show notes of this episode, all three of these guys' contact information will be there. So that, of course, will be broadcast all over the internet. And if listeners dig what you guys are up to, hopefully it'll funnel people towards you. How do you feel about that? Wonderful. Okay.
I feel very grateful.
Oh no, we're grateful to have you here as well. So, as I mentioned, this is going to be on YouTube, but I want to talk about it. You guys don't fit the stereotypical image that people would probably conjure in their minds when I say psychics. You don't have long, scraggly hair.
You don't even have a Jamaican accent.
You're not dressed in robes. You don't have turbans on your head with coins hanging off, jangling all over. Listeners, if you were to see these three guys, smartly dressed, clean cut, Americana, Midwestern type of guys. And they're not old. Could you shout out or do your ages? Dylan,
they actually look like a group of IT guys that would come and fix the computer.
Yeah, like I couldn't find your SSID earlier, Joe. These guys look it up. But yeah, they completely shatter the image of what the average person will conjure the mind, we say psychic. There's no crystal balls, nothing like that. How old are you, Dylan?
I am 24. I'll be 25 this year.
Going on 25. Chase?
I am 24, going on 25, and I'm also IT. So
Oh,
Hey, there you go. And how about for you, Alex?
I am 25, going on 26, and I am an engineer, actually.
Oh, all right.
Cool. All right. So yeah, check it out on YouTube. Chicago's Own
Bunch of
Supernatural.
nerds.
Chicago's Own Supernatural Occurrence Studies. They'll probably kick your ass. Dave.
We're all nerds.
So I just want to, I'm a tech guy too. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. Completely shatter the image, which I think is kind of refreshing. You know, you're just a couple of normal dudes, or a trinity of normal dudes who do something pretty extraordinary. So, Dylan,
Yes.
where do you come from? When did you realize this was a thing for you? Who is spirit? What is spirit? I mean, give us the skinny.
That's a lot of questions all
You
at
got 3
once.
minutes.
3 minutes.
Just kidding.
Let's see. I'm
The listener's
originally-
going to want to know, you know.
I'm originally from Ohio. I know whenever I was younger, I used to see things and feel things. I actually have a very vivid memory of when my grandfather passed away in the house that I grew up in. And just on the other wall, my mom's sitting on a stool crying, and I remember trying to comfort her, and I was saying things, and she just wasn't understanding or ready because he had just passed. I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but for 2 years old, I know that it was pretty interesting scenario there from what I remember, because the aunts were kind of gathered around my mom, comforting as well, and they were just kind of listening to what I had to say, but kind of also dismissing it because of religion and the church. After that, my family started going to church more regularly, and that's when the pastor's wife taught my mom specifically that it was bad, and I was talking to evil spirits or Satan or devil, whoever, and
Can I ask a
started
question really quick?
suppressing it.
What,
What's up?
when you went to church, did you get feels from church?
Not-
Inside it, like did it feel right or wrong
Yeah, for
when you're
me,
inside it?
as a non-religious person, or I self-identify as an atheist on the cusp of agnostic.
Sure.
But churches, to me, like I grew up in a Jewish family too, so churches are completely foreign to me, other than occasional weddings or whatever.
Mhm.
But for me, like churches are there's a very heavy presence, very heavy energy in churches and houses of worship in general. For me, like that's where I feel like I can go to pretty much any church, any house of worship, and feel very strong energy in there.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily feel that has anything to do with people that have died or whatever. I think it has something to do with like a living energy of all the people in that room going through a range of emotions and whatnot,
Absolutely.
kind of lingering.
So for me, to answer Joe's question first, I grew up in the church. It was very interesting because even though that the pastor would preach from the Bible and whatnot, I would always feel like there was something more. It went deeper. That they were just skimming the surface and they were missing information.
Thank you.
And
That's all I want
then
to ask you.
as far as feeling the energy in the church, for me being such a young age, I didn't really feel the negativity, but I definitely
It's misinformed, right?
right.
Like they
And
weren't giving you everything.
their foundation is very much fear-based. And I apologize, I'm probably going to get so much criticism for this, but the church, I feel, is very fear-based. The Bible has been translated umpteen times from different languages and so on and so forth, and they've taken things out, and it's man-made written. Aside from that, they want to scare you in believing in this God, this higher power, that if you don't follow these rules to be a part of the church, then you're going to hell. because that's the way it is.
It's like the Santa
You
Claus,
also find
the Santa Claus theory.
that-
It's like if you're not good, you're not getting
Right.
presents.
that whole
Absolutely.
mentality.
And how could you control
leaches
anyone
into
if there's
everything
nothing
else.
to live for?
That whole mentality leaches into everything else in society too. Of like, oh, the Muslims are coming for us. Oh, the poors are taking our
Right.
stuff. Oh, the blacks are coming to get us. Like there's
Yeah,
this,
let's not get political.
Whoa,
there's
let's
this
let
ongoing.
Dylan
Why does it gotta
finish
be the
because
blacks?
we have
Well,
two
I'm
other
just
people to
You
get
gotta
through.
go there.
I
Thanks.
understand, but I'm just saying in general, like that religion, the fact that religion is based in fear of you're going to be punished if you don't follow the rules is a huge part of our society, and half of our country, half of pretty much any country, has that same mentality of like you need to follow the rules because you're going to get punished if if you don't follow the rules, and if you don't follow the rules, we're going to be the ones to punish you.
Absolutely.
Right.
You would not believe how many intuitives there are in the church. But the church teaches them that it's evil and bad and
Wow.
puts fear and brainwashes them, that they either ignore it or shut it down completely. My mother is very intuitive as well. And anytime I have a bad day, I always get a text from her. Are you doing okay? It's so annoying. I'm just like, Mom, leave me alone.
But this
It's
is
a good
another
thing,
point too. It's hereditary. It is.
Well, this
Yeah.
is why there's so much mental
And-
illness in society too, is because people are so they conform to this societal norms of like you have to suppress all of your feelings.
Right.
You have to suppress
You're right.
this. You have to suppress
Absolutely.
that. You can't be like that in society. Like so, you have to like. So everyone takes all their their sexual quirks or their beliefs about otherworldly things or their experiences with this sort of stuff and just shoves it all down, and eventually it breaks people, and then
Right.
they're standing in the middle of the street talking to themselves, freaking you out when you want to feed them.
Well, this is what pisses me off about everything. It's like, I mean, for a quick example, you look at the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, like 19, like now. Look at the difference how we dress. Somebody decided that's what was cool back then. The wig, the powdered wigs, and you know what I mean. And it's like, I mean, who should tell anyone how to live? I mean, realistically, it's like I grew up Catholic. I think there's a lot of truth to it. I think they left a lot of stuff out. But thing is, it's I'm spiritually, I'm more like with the Mayans, like Aztecs.
Absolutely.
It's I'm more with them. And like you're
The-
saying, it's like
the only
they're
religion-
keeping something from us.
The only religion that
That's
ever,
why they're the biggest NASA. Like besides NASA, they have the biggest space program
the only
right now.
the only religion that ever made sense in the history of mankind is those that worship the sun, because in reality that's the only thing keeping us
What about
all
the
alive.
cousin? Yeah?
What's
Well,
that?
all right, we're
No,
getting
no.
off the rails again. Let's focus back in. I don't want this to be a 4-hour podcast. Dylan, so you found yourself in church, kind of chastised for this sort of behavior. Continue.
That's pretty much it. So I suppressed it. I
The end.
stopped talking about it. I still saw things, especially from the corner of my eye, and I just shook it off and was like, oh no, that can't be.
Did you ever see
and-
anything really that frightened you, that really shook you, that made you wish, God, I wish I didn't have this?
Not necessarily frightened, but it definitely sometimes made my hair stick up in the back of my neck. Bring that up in just a second, so I don't forget.
Hair on the back of your neck, got
But so once I moved out of the house at the age of 20, things started really resurfacing for me. They started really coming on strong. I went through Riki, and that just opened things back up even more. And you can ask my mentor or people who's watched me grow in the past 3 years, and they're just like, he opened up so fast.
Well,
It should have taken more time, and he got into Reiki, started doing card readings, and then come to find out his primary gift was mediumship, and boom, he honed it and owned it. And I'm still learning things. Every medium does, even Teresa Caputo, the big name ones, Kim Russo,
yeah.
things of that. Every reading we give, we learn new signs and symbols. Sometimes, for instance, I gave a reading and I saw painted toenails, and I was like, I have no idea what this means, so I had to ask. And a lot of times the signs won't mean anything to me, but once I say it, the person almost falls out of their chair.
So obviously the painted toenails meant something to somebody.
Absolutely.
That was important. Interesting.
So going back to if it ever scares me, now that I've opened up, I see people at work, on my day job, I see people in the malls, that in spirit is what I mean, not just like, oh hey. But for instance, one time I went to the restroom and I felt a male presence in spirit kind of around that area. And after I was done using the restroom, I turned the corner and he was right there. And it literally made me almost jump out of my skin.
So you saw a full-bodied kind of...
Oh, yeah. But I only see them for a few seconds and they're gone. It's just long enough for me to know that they're there. And then it's not like I can sit there and just watch them for a minute.
Just gotta ask a question really quick. Do you blink your eyes and then they're gone, or do they fade away?
It's literally not even a second long.
Oh,
it's just long enough
an
for
image
me
that
to
pops in your head.
acknowledge them. And then once I see them, I'm just like, oh hey. But sometimes I'm just like, guys, you can't scare me like that.
Yeah. Kind of how I am. I like to look for it, but when it comes and gets me, like something scary, I don't like it.
It's like when I had
Not okay.
my thing with the visitor in my room, standing at the foot of my bed. Like when I got up, I'm like, what do you do? Like I'm literally standing in my bathroom taking a leak. And I'm just like, you can't do that to me, man.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
It's your deal,
You're freaking
bro.
me out. You're gonna make me have a heart attack.
Come at me, bro.
The thing I realized at an early age is they know who knows. Just like we know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know
The
who
world
knows,
knows,
and
right, Joe?
they come to us for a reason. You know, it's
Yeah.
like almost like magnets or something. We're the magnet for it. You know, it's like I try to like block stuff out all the
Yeah.
time, but
I always
not
put it
too
this
much,
way, like,
guys, not too
like,
much.
I always put it this way, like the dog at the party can always tell who the dog person is. And out
the
of
only
the crowd
reason
of
the
people,
dog
they'll
comes
pick
up to
you
you is
out.
because you put the peanut butter on it.
Yeah.
Or the cat
Aw.
who knows who hates cats in the
Exactly.
party, and then the cat goes to that person.
Yeah, that's me. I want to, kind of move on here pretty quickly, but one question: you're wearing necklace. You have rocks around your necklace. Joe's a big rock person. Could you tell us what's around your neck?
Sure.
They're not rocks, they're minerals.
Oh snap!
We got as
Yeah, a geologist apparently.
let's just move the
That was
glasses
a
up
reference
the
to
bridge of
Hank
the
from
nose.
Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
very
you. I don't know.
No,
So what are
he's
you
a Daveologist.
what are you wearing around your neck and why?
So I have selenite, which is the main necklace that I wear every single day.
It's like the lumpy stuff in a girl's butt, right?
That's cellulite, you idiot.
Yeah, the kind of cheese.
I see what I did there. Yeah. So then the selenite pieces have stones and crystals representing each chakra. And then on the selenite necklace, I also have moldavite on.
Okay, so moldavite, isn't that Joe?
Well, it's
Isn't that one of Trump's
it's
wives?
sorry.
it's basically an asteroid,
Okay.
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
It's an atom.
but that's the yeah. Look, well, once it hits in the chemical reaction, it's like boom, and it turns it's green. That like some people won't even touch it.
Yeah.
It's that
Is this
strong,
what you
man.
had too, Dave? That gave you a real
No,
intense
he had a
reaction?
meteorite.
No. Okay.
But moldavite, right? It's when it comes down, it makes that reaction. Then it forms that the moldavite. It's one of the most concentrated stones.
Interesting.
It's like a dark green but clear.
Okay. Sounds
I
like
actually-
kryptonite.
Yeah. Huh?
Sounds like kryptonite.
That's what Dave got, but he took penicillin for it.
Got it.
Yeah. From those
So
chicks with the
Let's
cellulite.
get back to his neck.
Works. Ew. Moldavite works.
I try to keep these animals in control. It's really hard.
We're just educated animals.
That's
With a
right.
soul.
So moldavite works with the heart chakra up. So heart, throat, third eye, crown, so on. It's a very high vibrational stone. People either love it or they hate
They'll
it.
have panic attacks, freak out.
Right. They feel
So
like
that's- I
they're
remember
being
you talking about
ungrounded.
Wow.
I have clear quartz, which absorbs negative energy but also amplifies positive. And then, I have yours on somewhere. Chase got me a necklace off Etsy for Christmas, and it has a shell in it, and it has shards of other minerals and crystals in it that do the same thing that my crystals that I have on do. But as the stuff that Hardin that he made the necklace out of, he also played different frequencies. As we talked about, everything's energy, sound waves.
Right, sure.
This table in front of us is vibrating. It has its own frequency, its own sound, its own vibration, its own energy. He plays different frequencies that resonate with the chakras as this hardens, so it kind of sticks in and hardens with the necklace as it forms.
Wow. Okay.
I believe a great man once said, "Whoa, amber is the color of your energy."
All right. Well, like something like I ran upstairs to grab really quick. It's a gift to you guys. It's Libyan desert glass. It's one of the most hardest things to get. I don't know if you know about that.
It's what Donald Trump wants to turn the Middle East into.
Enough. Jeez, Oscar,
God.
turn his mic off.
But basically, one of my friends is a geologist, and he has people. It's basically from Egypt. They have to take a 4-hour drive into the desert. It's on the border of Egypt and Libya. But it's basically like a shield that blocks out where people can't read you. It's one of the in Egypt they used Jojo. What's that blue stone? Lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli. Okay, and in the middle they had this green stone. They didn't know what the hell it was, and they just recently found out that it's Libyan desert glass. Because they found a bunch of this in the border of Libya and Egypt. There's stuff in Sanskrit saying that like the earth shattered and it fell, but there's only 2 ways this can happen. One way is a meteorite comes, boom, an explosion. Another way is a nuclear explosion. Okay, the one reason it's going towards nuclear explosion is aerial view. There's no meteorite anywhere. There's nothing, and there's radiation. So
they detected radiation at the site where the stuff was harvested?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, this is like one of the hardest stones like you can get. Like I can't even believe like I found it. Like I got a few when I did, but
well, that's very nice of you.
well, and thank you guys for coming out. And you know, it's like I trust me, I wouldn't give this away to anybody. But it's just I know like but
They could appreciate it.
yeah. And
Thank you.
I have a couple more, but yeah, like this is like we'll look it up later. I'll show you, but like the metaphysical meanings and stuff, like it's like and especially when you're talking about like Moldavite and all, this is that where it boils down like ancient Egypt, and this is it's that the missing puzzle piece, and
I want to. We'll hear a lot more from Dylan here shortly, but one thing Joe mentioned a little bit earlier, he saw you guys. He got this ball of energy, as he called it. Did you guys feel anything coming into this area here with us?
For me, it was very welcoming.
Alex laughed. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Alex laughed because
we want to run.
Right before I got here, I got a little frazzled.
Why? Why is that?
Oh, Chicago is treating me so well.
Yeah, that's why I left. Well,
so
listeners don't know that.
Well,
sorry, Oscar. Edit that out.
Okay.
No, I love my city. Stay away from my city.
Long story short, I forgot to pack deodorant. It happens. So we went to Kmart just a few blocks away, and literally every single line we went into,
that
the
Kmart's
register...
been closed for 8 years.
Are you serious?
Every single register I got in line with to purchase my deodorant went down. They were either having errors with their card reader, or the customer forgot their wallet, just some issue, and I was getting a little frustrated. I was just like, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. We're okay.
But now, as far as just us as a team, the
oh yeah, you guys
5, 6 of us that are here. Did you feel anything like Joe felt, or no?
Well, for me,
am I asking that correctly?
I felt I understand what you're saying. For me, I just felt that it was very welcoming. I felt that. I guess it's different for me because I've been talking to you on the phone, and we've talked at least 2 or 3 times.
Sure.
So I'm already pretty comfortable with you. But whenever you gave me Joe's number, I texted him and I was like, "Hey, we're grabbing a bite at the mall real quick, just keeping you in the loop." And he's like, "Cool." And
Yeah, like in a weird way, I didn't want to like say too much in text, and I didn't want to talk. So I just wanted all of a sudden, boom. You know what I mean? You get like the feel, you know.
So I told these guys, I was like, he just said cool, and they're like, all right, you like that.
We're not getting murdered.
I was like, cool.
Very good. Good.
Do you guys want to say anything?
Yeah, Chase, I mean, tell us a little bit. Well, we kind of talked about you a little bit, but where does this come from? When did you realize, do you enjoy this? Do you want to repress it? Do you embrace it? Tell us a little bit.
So mine started when I was 3. I had an
3 years old.
Yes.
You can remember.
Yes. It's one of my earliest
That's
childhood memories. Because it's very distinct. I was laying on my water bed, and I was looking out of my room into the hallway.
What kind of pimp 3-year-old were you in the water?
We all grew up with water beds.
I wish I could find another one.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I was looking out of the bedroom into the hallway, and a man in a trench coat, a brown trench coat, walked across my door. And I was like, okay, I don't know anybody in the house that would wear that. So I called for my mom and I said, did you just walk past my door? And she said, no, why? And I told her what happened, and she just kind of pushed off, like, oh, your imagination. And then I continue to have those kinds of experiences where I would feel something either in the room with me or on the same floor or whatever. And I just quit talking to my parents about it, just because it's always my imagination.
Of course.
But I never stopped believing in them. I never repressed them. And then when I graduated high school, I had what's called a Kundalini awakening, where the energy buildup from the earth that connects us to the earth shot up my chakras and opened me wide up.
What did it have a physical sensation? Did you feel something? Was it all?
The spine tingling.
Yeah, I had the whole tingling sensation, but out of nowhere I could feel energy everywhere. It didn't matter where I was at, if I was touching anything, if I was looking at it, I could feel it behind me. And then that led me to the characteristic Hollywood, go to witchcraft.
Oh, so you dabbled?
Yes, I've dabbled.
Any stories you want to share?
I do.
By all means.
So I started off in witchcraft, working with fairies and the elements and all that. And I got very power hungry. I am a highly sensitive person, which is an empath, which means I can feel energy. So feeling the elements around me and talking to the elemental spirits was natural for me to do, which I learned to do through witchcraft. And then I got power hungry and I went dark with it. So I started opening dark portals and asking dark spirits for power, and that got scary quick.
You got to tell us something.
Yes.
Well, really quick, I just want to throw this out there. Remember what I said before? You're my grandpa, you're my grandma. Okay?
Oh, that's
You're
right.
earth and you're water. And trust me, because my grandpa, he felt. And he, his sister were witches. And
That's
it's and there's nothing bad with witchcraft. There's nothing bad at all. This is pre, like Christianity and all that, you know? But that's why, because earth is more of a feel, you're in tune, and that's why with the stones and that. But water, that's more things pop in, and then he's the old soul, like where it's like that's why he's it's like I'm not missing no one, like, but it's just like you're talking about, like we're talking about prehistoric and this and that. It's like that's why it's like education. And it's like there's reasons for everything. There's a reason why you do everything. There's a reason like why it's like, hey, I want to play the drums. Like I want to, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're drawn to it. It's like, man, he's fucking awesome and like at handwriting, or he can cut hair so well. Well, you probably did that in a past life, you know. And it's like
interesting. So dark portals, dark doorways, summoning things. What's that all about? Do you ever see these things? Do they ever affect you or those around you?
I did see them. At this time, I also dabbled with marijuana and mushrooms. I tried not to mess with the magic when I was high, but they would take advantage of the situation. And I remember one night I was charged from every corner of the room from entities, and they would just get close to my face, almost like they're yelling at me. And then I would turn around and say, "No, go away."
But but this is why, okay? Because when most people smoke pot or they get high, they turn to us, how we are now. When we do that, it's fucking just it's in your face and hands, our senses, our, you know, and I mean it's.
Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So when these things charged you, and came that close to your face, did you see them? What did they look like? Did they?
At that point, they were mostly just shadows, dark shadows, with teeth.
Shadows with teeth.
Yes.
And we're going to break. Okay. What got you out of that?
What got me out of that? Jesus. I was out back meditating with my dog, and I heard growling from the dark in the woods. And I was scared for my dog at that point, because she was my life.
Sure.
So I did my last spell with the wind elemental fairies, and spirit cut me off completely for about 6 months, where I couldn't feel anything. I was completely blocked, 100%. And then I found a community where I eventually met these guys that helped me open back up and not necessarily make me regret where I went with the darkness, but see the different light to it.
Okay.
You had lessons to learn.
Yeah.
Did you ever, final question for now, did you ever achieve any sort of powers, dark powers? And if so, what were they?
The most I ever got out of it was extreme clairvoyance, where I could, this is going to sound stupid, but at college when I was walking the hallways, I could tell you who was coming around the corner without me even turning the corner.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Okay.
Just seeing about 2 seconds ahead.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you. Alex, anything more to add when you started picking this up, when you started really embracing, or?
Well, to be honest, I think I've always had this gift. I've always had very vivid dreams, including from very happy, pleasant ones to very nightmarish ones. I remember one time in my bed when I was in elementary school where, and I only had like a twin-sized bed at the time. I woke up in the middle of the night, I think it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I saw 2 shadows sitting at the side of my bed. And they open up a little box, and I clearly see a handgun. And so I just look at it, I look both at their faces, they just stare back at me, and I literally just turned my back to them and went back to sleep.
Not seeing this, nope.
Yep, pretty much.
So what did that mean?
I have no idea, quite
Are
honestly.
you a gun enthusiast now?
I mean, nothing happened with any. He had nothing happen like with anything here, like any friends that shot themselves, or what was it like? I mean,
How old were you?
Are you having
Sorry.
thought?
I was in elementary school, and my cousin actually did end up shooting himself.
Maybe they were trying to tell you.
But that was also in college.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see any like really connection to that, because I also had another one. I have no idea if I was awake or sleeping, to where I hear my mom's blow dryer in the bathroom next to me, clear as day, whereas I'm I was in bed and I couldn't open my eyes. They were crusted shut. And so I started trying to feel on the ground to her to try to get help, but I couldn't say anything either. Like I couldn't scream or anything.
So this is what it is. Like this is why like we're okay. This is my theory. Like in you guys watched Insidious, right?
Yes.
About when you go to sleep, your soul can drift off into another realm, and that's where the spirits can meet you. We could hop in there, you know, in that other realm.
Yes.
You know, and we can control. It's like, okay, I don't want to come out yet, but it's really hard because if we want, we could push out, and it takes a lot, but you know, we're still in there, and that's when we communicate with them.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And during those days, I learned to never sleep on my back anymore. When I slept on my back, I was the most open and I always had those vivid dreams. Whenever I sleep on my side, I was just fine. I'd have regular dream kind of deals. And
are you fucking kidding me?
No, we gotta move it along. We have to. We'll hopefully get to it.
That's fine. But yeah, I also did like running meditation kind of deals to where when I'm running, I'd always see visions kind of deal, and just random stuff usually. But at the time of my mother's death, like a year prior to her death, I actually saw like the shadow of death, death cloaked in a figure.
Like classical death.
Classical death, the Grim Reaper.
The sickle, yeah.
The sickle,
He's got
yes.
a sickle sitting right over there.
And he never really approached me. I've always saw him. I kind of...
And you said prior, too.
This was prior, about a year prior, all the way up to her death.
You say you know that picture.
What's interesting is it went away after she died. It wasn't until my freshman year of college that he started coming back. And lo and behold, about in my sophomore year of college, here comes my cousin dying. 2 weeks later, my grandpa on my mom's side's dying, and then 6 months later, the grandpa on my dad's side's dying. So, and then after that, he went away, and I haven't seen him since. So, I think I get a little premonition. I have no idea who it's going to be for, though. But it kind of helped put it in mind that, hey, just prepare. And when it came to the 3 deaths, I felt sorrow at the actual funerals, but I was able to move on a lot faster.
We're prepared.
Yeah.
If you see this thing, put it on Facebook so we all know. And we'll all I'll go watch out the next time you see it.
Oh, okay.
Bad joke. Sorry. I won't do it again.
Wow, but that's
So,
what it is. That's no, I am.
We have, we gotta pause the video. We have to download and start running the camera again. I have a small memory card. I should have gotten something bigger. But we'll get back here shortly. We're gonna take a break. Dylan, we have what do you call it? When you do things all the time.
A permisca?
We have
what's that where they
not a
snip the
habit,
tip?
but we
The
have
Jewish
a
wedding?
Circumcision?
we have
Circumcision.
a tradition. Why couldn't I think of tradition?
Oh, no, that's fine.
Oscar edited that out. We have a tradition here on the SOS-Radio podcast that guests get to choose the musical interlude, if you will, for the show. So there's 3 of you guys, and we'll probably wind up taking 2 or 3 breaks. So, listeners, let's see what Dylan chooses for us for this first break. We'll be back in a moment. A few lingering questions I just want to get out there from Dylan, just some rituals he kind of did once he came to Joe Erie's home, some of the things he has set up on the table, specifically a certain type of candle and some stones. And we had some technical difficulties, so the energy, I guess on my part, kind of elevated in the room. I got very aggravated, very upset, because I want everything to run smooth for these guys. You know, they came so far to sit with us. So they're currently trying to clean the negative energy out of the room.
I just want to throw something out there really quick.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties. Maybe for some reason it wasn't. Do you think it might have been some energy that caused that?
I don't know.
I mean, we don't know.
It's possible.
Maybe that's what caused that, you know? Just throwing it out there.
Well, they
you know?
say if you get too many psychic people in one concentrated area, technology kind of goes goofy. So who knows? I don't know. But Jojo, while energy was kind of heightened in here and things were kind of tense, you said you started seeing or feeling something here in this vicinity where we're going to be read. What was that like?
Well, it wasn't more like I felt it at first. It was, I actually saw it. I saw in the reflection of the TV, because where I'm sitting, you could see the reflection of the background of part of our house. I saw a shadow move throughout the TV, and it moved real quick. I only saw it for a couple seconds, but...
Did you have any feeling at that moment as well?
Well, it caught my eye right away, and I was like, whoa, what the heck is that? And then once I started to process it, I started to feel like, alright, well, I mean, I've had the feel before.
I mean, did your body react? Did you get the goosebumps, the hair standing up, the typical signs of a presence, or?
No, like, for me, when I am I'm around something, or in the same area, like, when I saw it in the reflection, it wasn't as close to me, but when I'm around something, my veins, they tend to pop.
Dave does that too.
It's weird. My dad, like, obviously, if anybody has watched the SOS the SOS
Dash Radio podcast.
or the YouTube channel.
Chicago's own Supernatural Occurrence Studies on YouTube.
Yeah.
Perfect setup, Jojo.
You know what? Did you pay him?
I did not pay him.
No, but if you've ever watched it, you've seen that my dad, he has goosebumps. Like, I remember watching a video when you guys were out in Salem.
He has every one of the books.
Or Massachusetts.
Right.
And you saw his goosebumps pop.
Yeah.
And my veins
well,
pop. Dave, like, he has his way of talking to stuff that he's just discovering now. It's cool how, well, and also the people that are here now, like, from Indianapolis, they all have their different way of sensing and feeling.
Right.
But me, when I'm actually around something, my veins tend to pop, and I will get a vibe, whether it's good or bad. I don't feel like I've been towards anything negative, but definitely a little scary when you're feeling something that's supernatural and you can't prove with just normal stuff.
Well,
But when I saw it, I didn't really think or feel too much from it. It definitely grabbed my eyes, and I was like, okay, well, this is in the room.
all right. Well, let's see what happens. Maybe the energy's here. So Dylan is still kind of trying to cleanse the room. Dylan, what are you doing at this exact moment? You're walking around burning what?
Sage.
Why?
To clear out negative energy and neutralize the energy back between the good and the bad.
The bad that was here for a little bit.
Correct.
And you also you were very specific that you need to burn white candles. Make sure Joe's okay with burning white candles while we were setting this up, logistics.
Why do they gotta be white?
Why white candles?
White candles because it sets pure intentions. And then I always like to have a candle burning whenever I do readings or invoke spirit, because it's my sign showing I'm open. I'm ready to channel information for them.
So that's your signal to the spirit that you're ready to go.
Absolutely. And I know Joe was talking about earlier, I don't know if we got it on the podcast, about how we, on the other side they see us. It's like the dog that knows the dog people. From the medium aspect, we all have a light above us. It's the crown, or the chakra above the crown. That is the light in the spirit realm, and it's what spirits are drawn to. That's how they can find the people that are here in this dimension that's connecting into their dimension.
Awesome. Okay. And you also made a point while I was interviewing Jojo just now. You put a rock in my left hand. What was that, and what is that for?
That's crack, right? Straight up crack. 8 ball
That
crack.
is,
It's the biggest rock I've ever seen.
It's selenite rock, and it's going to help balance and clear out some of the frustration that you were feeling. So you can definitely put it on your heart space, and that's going to help start clearing it out more, or you can just hold it in your hand.
Oh, by the way,
Okay.
I just realized you guys
Sounds
are
good.
from Indiana, so it should be meth. Sorry.
You know what? You want to talk about crack sections?
No.
Why don't you turn around, Dave? I'll show you
No.
the biggest crack section
Dave,
I've ever seen
what
in
are
my
you
life.
feeling right now? You know, the energy was kind of amped up in here, kind of this
I
cranky
actually
vibe.
feel-
Kind of. What
I
are you
actually
feeling besides cracking jokes? Tell us something. What
I
you're known
actually
for.
feel
Feels
kind of
calm.
drained, honestly. Just kind of exhausted today. I don't know if these guys are sucking the life out of me or what.
Well, you know how they have the white light and the black light? I wonder why.
Well, I'm just feeling.
Like I always said,
I'm just
right,
feeling
Jay?
kind of like
You have,
exhausted
yeah.
today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the if it's the weather outside or what, but yeah, I'm just like a little.
Remember, I always
Little
said
drained.
he's the more negative. I'm the lighter.
Yeah. And then one final question. I promise, listeners. I've said that probably 10 times, but you have made, all three of you, I believe, have made mention of spirit. Could you explain to us what you mean by spirit? Is this a person, an entity, a being, an angel, a demon? What is it for those who don't know? Because I'm one of them.
When I reference spirit, it is my term for everything of light and love on the spirit side. So that would be divine source, which a lot of people know as God or Allah. Angels, guides.
Energy.
Energy, yes. But I do not work with the negative entities. I don't work with demons. I don't work with earthbound energies. That's actually very dangerous, and you have to make sure you're protecting yourself properly if you're going into that.
So these aren't ghosts, earthbound energy, right?
Earthbound energy would be ghost.
Right. You said you don't.
He
work
don't.
with
He don't
work
deal with
with
the
them.
demonic.
or
So-
earthbound
Right.
energies. So ghosts that
Well-
most
Well,
people
the
think of.
bad, the demonic ones, the evil spirits,
It does
Wh-
not
wh-
necessarily
which
mean-
Chase could get into because they're drawn to him because he's more earth.
Hmm.
And there's a reason why you're drawn to that because you could handle that, and that's why. There's a reason why.
Just wanted to make
yes.
the distinction and
Well,
what
as-
we're dealing with here.
Yeah, as a medium, I'm very vulnerable to any on the other side, any energy and spirit. So with that is, I could bring in the darker if I
but
wanted
you choose to
but
ignore
I would
it.
choose not to,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm very vulnerable to that, and I don't want anything latching onto me and then siphoning
Mhm.
the life out of me, making me sick in my physical body.
So does that happen? Do things like knock at your proverbial door, if you will, and you cannot let them in? You consciously keep the door shut?
Sometimes I do feel the heavier energies, but that's where I clear it out. Or if I feel an earthbound energy, I'll try to push them into light. Actually, with me being part of the LBGT community in the Orlando, when that shooting happened, at
Wow.
first I was very, I wasn't the nicest about it. My ego had a hold of me because I'm very conservative, even though I'm part of the community, so I don't go to the clubs. I don't want any part of that. It's just not my lifestyle. I'd rather stay home and meditate or watch a movie and just chill. But I would have to say probably a week later I was sitting at work and I read on the news some text messages from one of the guys that was going into it.
One of
His
the
last
shooters?
few
Or one of the victims?
the victims.
I see.
And as I was reading that, I opened a door. They saw my light and they all started flooding in. And I sat at my desk at work and cried in my cubicle, sobbing for 5 minutes, uncontrollably, was not grounding myself properly. So whenever I got home, because I told them at work, I was like, guys, you have to wait. I need to ground myself. Now's not the time. So whenever I got home, I laid down, I let them approach again, I started feeling their sorrow, their sadness, and then I called in Archangel Michael and Raphael and helped them cross over into the light,
Wow.
so they don't have to stay earthbound anymore.
It's incredible. All right.
You know, I want to say like one more thing too, because it's like when you said, you know, the LGBT like community and all. But something else I noticed, even like with the eyes, and like a lot of my friends like that like are like gay, and it's like I tend to see that the majority of us that feel, and it's like they share the same qualities, you know. I see more like gay, more light eye. It's like maybe because we're more open, maybe, but like I see, you know what I'm saying though too. Like, do you not feel that? Like where it's like maybe it's because we're more open, or but it tends to be the more we're more in tune.
Yeah.
Like with.
Absolutely. A lot of times for me to notice a psychic or another intuitive around, I can feel the energy and know something's about them, but a lot of times if I make eye contact with them, you can see a certain spark or a wisdom in their eyes. One of Jason and I's, I guess, teachers, we could say that we like to visit and see, her name's Annie, and the first time I looked into her eyes, I was like, okay, something's there. She just has these very unique, like there's a spark in them, and you can tell, like she is not fully here. She is connecting in. My eyes change. Chase's eyes will change. The first time I met his, he has really dark brown eyes.
And that's how my grandpa was?
They almost look black.
For the earth, you know, where you feel, all right, someone's here. I can feel them. They're right here. You can't really physically see them. You might see shadows, but it's like, okay, they're here. But you know who it is, even though you can't. Yeah.
And Chase's eyes will be that dark color, but once he starts meditating or he connects into spirit, his eyes will turn a light brown, almost like a gold. And then my eyes typically are blue, but whenever I meditate or connect into spirit, they will turn even a brighter blue with like a gold ring around the pupil. But then if I'm pissed off or ticked off, because I do have ego, I am in a human body, my eyes will turn a shade of green. And it's just...
Yeah, that's what my eyes go between blue and dark green, dark blue.
Yeah, I have hazel eyes, so
they always say watch out for people with green eyes.
Because
they're all about money.
That is the true color of my eyes.
My mouth.
All right. Okay, so I just wanted to ask those questions. Dylan, I'd like to begin.
Sure.
We'll start with me. What do you need me to do? You know, for YouTube viewers, I don't know, I don't want my face in the video. That's kind of our thing. But sitting on a chair.
I think it's fine just the way it is. But
sitting on a chair, cross leg, holding the mic, next to Dylan. Dylan's to my right.
I'm going to scoot closer to you.
Come closer. Okay.
I'm closer.
I like this already. All right. Do you need to sit forward, or do I need to hold anything? Or?
Well, you can hold me if you want. I don't mind. Let's see. Uh-oh. Jay, your face is in the YouTube video. We're gonna... There we go.
I put on about 30 pounds, so that's fantastic.
Well, all you gotta do is get
Looks
circumcised.
like a poisoned dog.
Let's
go.
So before
no more joking. Let's get serious now.
I recently lost 40 pounds. I went to a British casino.
Oh. Again, serious now.
Yeah, sorry, Dave's a comedian for real.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start. So the way it works for me is through clairvoyance and clairaudience. This means that I will see signs and symbols through my third eye, whether my eyes are open or closed, and then I'll also can hear or have thoughts projected into my head from angels, guides, and past loved ones. Okay. As I told you on the phone before, left is my feminine side, right side is my masculine side. So that's going to indicate whether a female or male is coming forward. On my back, it will be shoulder blades for a guide or angel, or right in the middle of my shoulder blades on my spine.
Okay.
And that's how I will be able to distinguish the energy that's coming through. And with that, I am going to wipe my ego away.
Can I make one request?
Sure.
If anything comes through about my kids, I don't want to know anything. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. And I notice you're not using cards. You have I have to narrate for listeners. You know cards.
Yeah.
No pendulums, no Ouija boards. You have a pad of paper
Correct.
and a pen.
For mediumship, that's all I need.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I have another candle here, because it looks like our previous white ones are going down.
I mean, do you normally use like 3 for the Trinity, or like do you just use like 1, or it doesn't matter as long as there's a white candle?
Typically, I have
Good
one
question.
of those, I guess, Catholics use them, the really tall white ones, and the cylinder, glass cylinder.
I got
thing.
some. Well, if we were, I mean, if I I don't know. I've never
Not
done
that
it.
tall.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right, let's get going. We're still recording. We're good.
All right.
I just wanted to put that out there with my kids.
Yeah, I never did the thing with the candles, and that's why. Because I mean, we talked. You know, I'm always into that stuff. I just never did that. You know, I don't know if there's a reason.
Okay.
So YouTubers, you can see exactly what's going down with Dylan right now. Dylan is kind of scribbling back and forth on his notepad in seemingly random fashion.
It's weird in a weird way. I'm just watching them, and you remember like those old school computers, like back like in the late '80s.
Those dot matrix printers.
The old Apple.
It is. It's kind of what it looks like. Now, Dylan, does Joe going on like that? Does that bother you at all, or does that disrupt?
It makes me have to focus more,
Joe,
but
quiet.
it's okay.
Sorry.
I have to kind of narrate. You know, I can't
Sure.
leave dead air.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
um,
So I do feel a male stepping forward on your behalf. I'm gonna try to hold the mic myself.
Yeah, try to talk close to the mic if you can, please.
So I do feel a male presence, and I let him know that it's okay to use my clairvoyance and clairaudience to communicate. I invited him in, and he gave me almost a feeling that with his passing, he kind of drifted off. I don't want to say that it was like a car accident, boom, I'm gone. It was more like I'm sick. We knew this was coming. It was a process of my passing and going over.
Okay.
And he's grabbing, not sure why, but he's grabbing my right wrist. I'm feeling warmth, almost like a band going around my right wrist. I want to say that this is, he seems older, so I'm going to have to say it's a grandfather energy. Is this lining up with you?
I guess in a way.
I was just like keep on going, you know.
All right.
I mean, sometimes does it pull up other people?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It might not be.
For Lincoln.
With,
Or
I do want to say that even though that I'm reading you right now, since there are other people in the room, it could ping off and it could be someone stepping forward. This kind of goes back to where I simply give what Spirit gives me, and since we are kind of in a group setting, it's very possible someone that's stronger or has a stronger vibration on the other side can step forward and interfere.
okay.
So let me.
Dylan's taking notes.
Yeah, I have to write notes because I like to give them to the person that I read.
Meanwhile, Alex is still sketching away in the corner over here. Fervently, his fingertips are jet black from the colors, I guess.
Yeah,
he's
I just
using.
want to throw something out there also. When he was talking,
Who? Dylan?
yeah, I just went numb. I couldn't feel.
Okay.
Like when you were getting stuff, like my well, I felt my right arm, but I couldn't feel my body, and I my, you know, the whole torso and my left arm, it went numb. That's where I couldn't feel.
Let's let him think.
Okay, and I didn't feel this, but he kind of showed me in my mind's eye. He connected me to the lungs, and he was also coughing. So whoever this is had a very strong cough. It's almost like a dry cough. So I don't know if that was over the years, a few years before their passing, or if this is connected directly towards their ending time here. Okay, they're mentioning keys.
Keys.
If that doesn't link with the person, I have to take it symbolically. Keys are simply the answers that we seek that are going to come in for us. They're each uniquely cut. So know that you're not going to find your answers directly in one spot. You're going to have to search. Sorry for having to leave dead air.
I know. I don't want to interrupt your flow right now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you see them?
Sometimes I can tap into that. Let's take a look here.
Or things just kind of pop in your head, right? They
Right,
kinda tell
it's
you.
just, but sometimes I can ask them to show me characteristics about themselves. They keep wanting to talk about the time that they're passing, and I did feel this previously without me connecting in deeply, but they were kind of touching my throat, and that's normally my sign for things were left unsaid or they were unable to communicate in the dying process. You're saying let them know that I am okay and that I'm safe. They're showing me them in the hospital bed, almost how I remember my grandfather at the age of 2. Hospital bed, family kind of in the room. Okay, he's talking about, I heard the prayers that you were saying for me. I know that you didn't know, or you didn't think that I could hear you, but I was there. He heard the nice things that you said. What specifically did they tell you? Or talk to you about? Okay, he's referencing the prayers, but also the "it's okay to go, we're all here" type. You asked me to describe him, and I'm sorry I keep straying from that, but what I'm seeing with him in the hospital bed is he's very frail. that is what I'm seeing.
This might be my grandpa, but nobody else claims it. I know that I don't like that.
Alex said it might be his grandfather if no one could claim it, but we're still just waiting to see some more confirmation of what this might be.
Okay.
Dylan's going back to kind of doing circular scribbles on his pad. Still scribbling. Alex still drawing. Chase is just kind of chasing.
Okay, I do want to know if this is making sense to any of you other than Alex.
No, it's me.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought I
Yeah.
wanted to say.
Alright, so basically
Wait,
what happened...
wait.
Don't give me
No.
a lot of detail. I just needed to know, that way I could
Yeah.
address the energy and focus it into where it needs to go.
My grandpa just died, can we get into detail a little bit, or no?
No.
No.
Don't give me any
Alright,
detail.
just-
Let
but
me
just
keep
these-
going.
Just how you described it.
Just
That was,
Stop.
that was like about a few days ago.
okay. Okay. So he is recently departed. Okay. So I always ask them to give me some validation, and then with the validation, we will move into the messages. Okay. Is that good? Good.
It's good.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now he's shifting. He's moving from that scene, that aspect, and now he's showing me very excited. He's showing me his form on the spirit side. He is very healthy. He is okay. And now he's so excited for this opportunity. He's almost making me want to be kind of emotional, but happy, almost crying happy tears. So what do you have to say? Okay. Big heart. I sense that there was closeness here, and it's showing on my heart space. Anytime I feel the heart space whenever I'm connecting to someone on the other side, it's the feeling of them being very near and dear and very close. And he's just saying, tell them I love them. I didn't get to tell them I love them. He's just repeating it over and over. So what messages do you have for them? I have to say it would be easier if they would just speak clean English and it was just like someone else here talking, but unfortunately it's not always that easy. Joe, he's mentioning something for you. Something about a promotion that's coming for you, or more abundance, more money coming for you, and he's going to help with that on the other side. So that might not make sense just right now, but later on down the road. He just gave me the number 3, so possibly in another 3 months or so, full turn of the season. So I don't know if that's ringing for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes I get messages for future things.
Yeah, I think it's like something like I think like maybe it's like I don't know yet, you know.
Let's wait.
Oh, he's gone. I opened my eyes and he moved.
He doesn't like to. He doesn't want people to see him emotional.
Okay. Is there any way we can have you guys switch so I can actually?
Sure.
Well, actually, I could. I just need to connect into one of these two to make the connection stronger for me. So I need to
Who would you prefer?
hold one of their hands.
Okay, who would you prefer?
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Let's decide. Who wants to come sit here? He wants to hold, connect deeper.
And I have you.
Who's doing it, me or you?
I'll do it. Are we still recording the video?
Who's sitting down?
Joe. We got cords everywhere. We're trying to shuffle places.
This is a process.
Coming over.
So I apologize for the
Once
dead
again.
air, but it's just a process. May I have your hand?
Once again, nothing happens for Jay.
We'll get to you.
Nah,
this
don't
is
worry
just
about
first in line.
This is very impressive.
I think I'm getting everything right now. I feel Jay's not wearing underwear right now. This is true.
This is true.
No.
I never do.
Wait, never mind. He is. They're pink and they're see-through.
So right now, me and Joe Erie switch chairs. So he's now sitting next to Dylan. Dylan has Joe Erie's right hand in his left hand. Joe has a mic. Dylan's back to doing the scribble thing. And let's see where this goes. Jojo, how you feeling? A couple words. Oh, hold
This
that
is
down.
new for me. I've never felt this. But did you feel, I know that you do feel, but did you feel his soul pass on? I just got almost like
did,
a spider crawling up the back of my neck into the top
I
of
was
my
doing my
hand.
fish tank and I felt like I was having like, ugh. And I knew when he died, and then like a couple like hours later, I saw my phone. I called my dad and he's like, yeah, I called you as soon as he died, and I knew that that's when he died. I felt it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
nothing.
Keep the mic
No,
to your
but
mouth.
I felt when he died.
Okay.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I felt it like with him.
Okay. Because he definitely gave me the impression of some type of chills going up my spine.
Yeah,
as
it was
an
my back,
indication.
my chest.
Okay.
I totally felt it. I never said anything to anybody.
What are you feeling, Joe?
Hmm?
Couple words, just a couple words. What are you feeling right now?
No, I mean, it's what I felt.
Legit?
Yeah. I didn't
Is
even
there
tell Jojo
anything
that.
with the
I told
right?
him, Jojo, no one.
Is there anything with the right ear? I just felt like
Yeah.
a tug on the right ear. Just he's
No,
like. "Doo-doo."
he had cancer in the ear and he got it cut a little bit.
Okay.
He got it cut out.
Okay. So
And
it's
I
definitely.
didn't notice that until, you know, like actually, like he was in the casket, and then
Okay.
his brother too. They got their ear cut.
Okay, because he definitely just tugged on my earlobe, just kind of like, mention this.
Yeah, cancer.
And,
So is that what you
Skin
call
cancer.
validation?
Yeah.
Is he validating
absolutely.
right now?
He's validating that he is present, that I am communicating with him, bringing him forward. Signs and symbols that I would not have anything to know, and I couldn't put.
No,
those
we could
pieces together.
attest to. No one, Joe and I specifically said we're not saying anything to anybody about the passing because of this. So
Yeah.
nobody, Dave, well,
Fine.
yeah, Dave, no one talked about it.
I had no idea about the ear.
Mhm.
I mean, that's strictly.
Well, I never even told you ever. No one else did. So
The ear?
I never told you that.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. not sure how to take this, but he's showing me almost a scene with water, and it's almost like we're going camping or we're going on a walk with water around. So I don't know if that's how you spent time with your grandfather, is things of the nature sense.
You know what we used to do is when we used to get out of he used to fish a lot.
Okay.
And when he got sick, then like we used to take him like fishing and let him stay outside. My parents have a pond, and
Okay, because
we let him sit outside with the nature, because he's all nature. He hated people. He was all about nature.
Okay, because he's showing me like this body of water with some nature.
That's what he liked, fish.
Okay, cool.
And, yeah.
Did the Cancer by chance travel up into the right side of his head? Because I keep getting an emphasis to talk about the pressure. There's something here.
I gotta ask my mom about it.
He had
because
dementia.
Well, yeah.
A lot of times when I feel it slipping away, it's either a slow passing or a slipping of the mind as well.
Well, because the thing is, like when you said that earlier, I'm like, dude, you're talking about this because he had Alzheimer's and he had a stroke, so he was there, but he wasn't.
Okay.
It's like for like 3 to 5 years, kind of. So he was there, but he wasn't. But he knew, you know.
Okay, absolutely.
You know what? Fuck you guys. How is this gonna be about me?
Your mic is on, right?
Yeah.
You've seen it? You looked at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
I'm clenching this rock. It's not working. It's still aggravating.
Did he mention anything about the Novellis or the Lignanowskis having like 12-inch penises or no?
No.
Okay.
This is Joe's coping mechanism right now.
Yeah. He'd laugh at that.
Dylan, could you explain briefly what the scribbling is about?
The scribbling is just giving me something, a focal point to focus on. That way I know whenever I get thoughts projected or feelings cross my body, I know that it's not mine. Because I'm focusing on strictly this. So anything that passes my mind's eye or anything while I'm scribbling is...
Yeah, it's weird because like as soon as you started talking about him, I was like, shit, it's veered towards me. Great. It's like ideal.
Let's let him
Great.
Is this by chance the grandfather that you were talking to us about earlier in the show, or is this one?
I don't remember which one I was talking about.
No, you're talking about Grandma Shirley's husband. This different.
Okay, because he is saying that he's not alone.
That's good.
Yeah.
His
Because
wife.
his wife or my grandma already died.
Okay.
So
he does want you to know that he is not alone, and I am starting. He's mentioned that at least 3 times, but I wasn't sure if I should bring that up. I kind of let my ego jump in the way there.
Mm-hmm.
But he is saying that he's not alone, and whenever I say that and I feel him say that, he is bringing a woman forward. I can feel the presence step up here. It's not as fresh of a vibration as his, but she is definitely there. She's giving me the characteristics. A lot of times the feminine spirits like to communicate with me through their feelings. And she's giving me the characteristics as she was like the really sweet grandmother. Much like you always wanted to give people food or kind of help provide for them. And it was a good balance between the two of them. Okay, and she's specifically saying to make sure that you enjoy the sweeter things in life. Don't get focused on the negative, the things that upset you, the things that hurt you, the hard times, but focus on the sweeter things of life. Bring those forward, and focus on those, because that's going to allow more good things to come in for you. Okay, she just flashed like whoa. She just flashed like an E and an L. So I don't know if that has to do with her name.
Elizabeth Ligmanowski. That's her name.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Swear to God, dude. Elizabeth. I stood Betty. Elizabeth Ligmanowski. That's her name.
Her real name was
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
and she was the my
Alright, well,
grand.
Should we give him 2 months? You know, so that's right? Yeah.
Elizabeth Ligmanowski.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Cool.
And my grandpa was like, I'm a stubborn asshole, but like, but my grandpa's like that too. So she was the more, you know.
The kinder one.
No,
Nicer.
well, not saying I'm not kind, or he wasn't, but yeah.
Right.
The
That's right.
the kind,
Correct
her.
myself. Kind
Okay.
yeah.
The way that she showed me and communicated with me the sweeter things in life, and that she was very sweet, she showed me my sign and symbol for that, which is cotton candy, which is linked into kind of like the fair, the fun times, the carnival. It doesn't have to be directly for you, because it's all.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That means something. Cotton candy means something.
It's
to you?
my sister and her. Yeah, they like
What?
cotton
Explain
candy.
it.
That's her favorite.
So your grandmother and your sister enjoyed
Yeah.
cotton candy.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So let's see.
And how random is that cotton candy? I mean, who would think to just?
I could see cotton
That's
cotton
crazy.
cotton panties, but not
No.
cotton candy.
Coping.
Do you know anything about gold being passed down? She mentioned gold, and I said gold, and she's like, yes, talk about the gold. She's very adamant about talking about gold. I don't know if this is related to jewelry that was passed down or where this connects into.
It relates to Joey. He just got gold and ruby cufflinks from my other grandma.
Okay, wonderful. So know that, Joey, that your grandmother, even though she's on the other side, is still present with you every single day, and she still walks with you. That's validation for you that even though that they are on the other side, they're long gone, not physically here, they are here in spirit. Okay?
Take control, Dylan. Control this man.
No, I'm
Calm
like,
down.
holy shit.
He's upset and he's coping. That's what he's doing.
No. Okay, can I ask you something aside?
Yeah.
Did you lose a child? Anything of that sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not me, but
Okay.
the grandmother died.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because she's talking about that and I didn't know if it was too personal for podcast.
Oh no.
Okay.
No, you could do whatever you want.
So I just took the mic away because I wanted to make sure it wasn't too personal to talk about, but she did talk about a passing of a young child, and I was asking Joe if he had lost a child, and he said that it wasn't.
Well, it wasn't mine, but
Mike to the bump.
that was my grandma's first child. The first child they lost, and it was a female.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Very good. So we are still there. It's okay.
I know, dude. I'm like, holy
Relax.
shit. Whoa. I thought I was nuts.
Dylan's going back to scribbling again, focusing.
Okay, she's referencing a rabbit to me. Which is, she's connecting this to your personality and the way that your brain operates. It's always on the go. It's always one thing after the other. You never finish one thing because
I
you're
hop
always
around it.
going. She just said my family's full of a bunch of perverts. Perverts, just perverts.
You know what? Thanks, Jojo. You made it for all of us.
Meaning what? Jojo's the new good
No,
boy?
he's the one that makes up for all the perverts. No, but the funny thing is, it's like even my grandpa, everybody.
Yeah.
We're perverts?
Yeah, like we go to restaurants and be like, hey, how you doing? Hitting on the waitresses, and yeah, she's right. And we always laugh about that. The guys.
Okay. Oh, sorry. last thing that I'm getting is she's coming through and she's giving you kisses, blowing kisses, and I asked for one more message as we depart and lose the connection here, and she said something about your tires, and I feel like this is more.
Are you kidding me?
Oh no, what am I?
Okay, because she's talking about tires. She wants to reference this, and it, the way that I'm connecting to tires is seeing them on a car, but I don't know.
All right. So my grandpa's funeral. As soon as we left,
Mm-hmm.
they we got done with the wake and the funeral. The way home from the funeral, my wife got a flat tire.
Flat tire.
And we just got it fixed. And she's like, "Oh, thank God that didn't happen to me on the way to work, because we were just at a Just Tires."
The funny thing was that she's like, "Wow, your great grandpa's watching over me." You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting chills all over.
Yeah,
So
maybe-
that's validation
maybe she
that
was
she.
just trying to show and
That's
send
crazy.
a message that she was watching over.
Absolutely. And with that, I'm going to let your grandma and grandfather depart. I'm going to push them aside. That way they're not following me after we close the session.
Okay.
So thank you for letting me read you. It was an honor.
No, thank you.
And to bring them forward for you.
No, thank you.
That was crazy.
That was pretty cool.
And with that, we will take a very short break. Who wants to choose the next music for the break?
Chase, it's all you.
Chase.
Okay.
My
Spice
man-
Girls.
My man,
Spice Girl.
my man
Spice
C Money is going to choose the break.
Britney Spears.
We really need to come back. We need to kind of regroup after that one. So we'll be back in a moment. Thank you.
I have many gay friends, so I know they all love Britney Spears and the Spice Girls.
I surprisingly do not.
I was gonna say Dave. I hate him. No.
Camera.
What do you want?
What the fuck?
Dude, that's so crazy. I know. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Why does it gotta be me, man? I don't want to talk. Like, damn it.
All you do is talk.
Yeah, but I don't get emotional.
All you do is get emotional.
Which is kind of how I like it.
Yeah, thank God.
Probably doing everyone a favor.
And Dylan and Chase on video.
I am very Jewy looking.
When you guys are ready,
Yeah, if you look at his face, you owe money.
I'm sensing you have some Jewish heritage.
when you guys are ready, it is all Dave and Dylan.
All right, Dave, let's do this.
Let's do it. I'm done.
Dylan's getting in the zone.
Auto zone.
Auto farts.
It's like I have a feeling that Dave's an asshole.
No. For those of, I'm assuming your listeners know, but Dave is the skeptic of the group.
Dave
but
is
he
the
does
Scully.
feel.
Very good, Dylan. Yes.
I'm very skeptical of other people's claims if I can't experience it myself.
Sure.
Like the video that Jay showed me the other day. This woman had video from her surveillance camera.
I sent it to Dylan as well.
I don't know if you watched that video, but I looked at it and I'm like, whatever that is, first of all, it's too low res to really tell anything. And secondly, you can tell it's like swinging on something.
Right.
It looks like it's
something
swinging
else.
on.
It's something.
It could
else.
just be something as small as like a little piece
But
of
regardless
cobweb
of
in front of the camera.
regardless of the video, yes, he is the Scully.
But yeah,
He
I'm always,
and that's healthy.
even when things
It is
happen
healthy.
in front of us, I always try to rule out every
That's right.
possibility.
That's right.
So is it fair to say that you have enlarged ego? Not saying that you're
Yes.
big-headed, but you're
He's
very
big-headed.
logical. You're very left brain.
Right? Yeah, I don't.
So you're saying that Jews got a big head?
I don't jump to conclusions. Even when I experience something in real life, like I had a UFO experience that I immediately I saw something. It was only a few seconds. I was driving on a Georgia highway in the middle of the night, and I see what looks like a falling star falling down in the distance, and then I realize it's a lot closer to me, like 100 feet in front of me, and it falls down in front of the car, and I'm like, oh, it's about to like twinkle out and go, like disappear, and instead it kind of like stops about 6 or 7 feet above the ground, and then starts going forward in front of the van that I'm driving, like in front of the windshield, for like a second or two, and then it kind of veers off into the darkness and disappears. So at that point, even though like the guy I was with was sleeping in the back, so there was nobody else to, but it was like, it was a greenish light. It looked like a falling star, but it moved very strangely, and I took a moment to like look around me, see if there were any street lights, see if there were any other cars. There was no cars in front of me, no cars in back of me. It was a one-way highway, and then about like maybe a quarter mile through some woods, the other part of the highway was going the other way. So I tried to like estimate, like, could it possibly be I'm seeing the reflection of a light, or from headlights coming through the trees, or whatever. So I tried to like wrap my mind around every single possibility it could possibly be before I said, okay, I saw something that I can't explain, and it's legitimately something that I experienced that I can say is a UFO or I mean, it wasn't like I saw a big glowing craft in the sky, but I definitely saw something that was not normal. And it was like, it was like December or February or something like that. So there's no way it could have been like a firefly or something like that.
Dave, did I tell you I'm going to be at Area 51 April 1st?
Yes.
April 21st?
Yes, you did.
Okay. This is going where? Where's this going?
All I'm saying is that even when I experience something on my own in a completely closed environment, I still take that time to step out of my head for a minute and evaluate every possibility before I settle on the conclusion of, okay, something weird just happened to me. Even like when I had the figure standing at the end of my bed, it was still, I woke up and I had to deal with that. Okay, I was having sleep paralysis and I was imagining that wasn't a real thing that happened, but I also feel a presence in here, so I think there might be some sort of connection. So I even when I'm on my own and something happens, I still have that mindset of what might be the cause of this. Why am I experiencing this? Is there something beyond, just jumping to the conclusion of like, oh, something's
paranormal.
Yeah, something
All right,
paranormal.
we got it. Dylan understands.
Thank you for sharing that with us. So as I was listening to you talk, I was also listening to Spirit and kind of connecting in. My notepad's already scribbled and I already have notes.
Alright.
Again, it's going to be whoever is the strongest energy stepping forward. And so I'm going to throw some things out there that I was getting. Not sure if it's for you starting off, but just real quick. But I got someone with a drinking problem or alcoholic. I did not feel male or female with this, although it tottered more towards female. They gave me the eyesight of it failing or going blurry, kind of almost as if they were kind of losing their eyesight past just needing glasses or contacts. They referenced the left temple and the left ear. I felt kind of like a blow hit me. And then also there was, with the blow, then came up the nausea. And I kind of felt kind of like tossed, turned, kind of ill-bound.
Alright.
So without me putting extreme effort into connecting in, does that resonate with you?
There's one particular person I had in mind that I was hoping would come up, because I've actually had dreams about this person where I have like full-on conversations with them and address the fact that like you died, and they say, "No, that doesn't mean we can't talk." So
Dave, you looked at me and gave me kind of the sly thumbs up. What was that about?
I texted you.
You did.
About the person that I'm referencing right now.
Yes, you did.
And I didn't know her that well, but some of this is like she had a DUI, for instance.
Drinking.
Yeah.
But could you get a little bit more in depth of who it is?
Oh yeah, I can, and I'm going to. I just wanted to make sure that I was on the right wavelength, not picking up someone else's kind of like how.
Yeah, we're kind of in the right neighborhood.
Okay, and this person I believe did reference an ant connection, so I don't know if something happened with an ant or if it was an ant. or if that's something for later on down the road.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything there.
No? Okay, that's perfectly fine. Can't be 100% on always.
No,
So-
but you might be in the right road because
Well,
this is not.
Don't
I
give too
know.
much.
Okay. This is what we have. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead. It might be some silence. If anyone does talk into the mic, can we kind of keep it low and not so out loud? That way the listeners can hear commentary, but not so like blah. Because as I connect in, my senses are heightened. So with that, no further ado, I'm gonna connect in.
Dylan's died on it. He's taking notes. Mediumship.
Okay. I am sensing that it's female. Again, I'm not really getting the intense hot feeling that I was with Joe, but I am getting that it's more female. She is saying that she is sorry and related to this, but she's also referencing nosebleeds. So I don't know if you have gotten a nosebleed lately, or if that does happen, or if during the car accident she actually hit so hard her nose was bleeding. Anything?
No, not getting it.
Specifically car accident. There was a car accident.
It doesn't have to be a car accident. I just know that they're talking about the left side of the head, nausea, sight blurring out, and it's related to drinking. They were almost like had a problem, alcoholism.
Drawing a blank.
Well, no, can you keep on going a little bit because
Yeah.
because it's not only just him; it could be a few people. You could you feel people in the room, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I just have a feeling it's like sometimes some of the stronger alpha, it's like you pull from that, you know. Like, could you pull anything else? I mean, I don't want to say too much, but you're kind of like right on with me, with somebody.
Right, let him concentrate.
Maybe get out of the room.
Say it again, Dylan, speaking of Mike.
Nothing, I was just repeating Jojo.
I said I have to get out of the room though.
Your son's kicking you out.
I'll fucking put another crack in his ass.
I don't know.
It'll look like a plus symbol.
Guys, we're doing it to Dylan again. We gotta be quiet for this.
Okay, related to the I'm sorry, I'm feeling some aching in the heart. So she does have a message that she needs to bring forward to deal with on the other side, to kind of give some closure here. Her energy is very chaotic. It's almost stagnant, but also static electricity that I'm kind of getting. You know, when you rub your socks on the carpet to build up that to shock someone, it's kind of all over the place. I was able to tap into the frequency here. was wanting to reference her hair for some reason. She showed me first she showed me a gray hair, almost as if it was completely white, like gray. But then she was like, well, let's revert, and she kind of took me back in time, is what I was feeling like, and it was kind of a mix between like a lighter brown with gray in it, as before she progressed to fully gray, fully white.
Alright, so I know who you're talking about right away. I mean, if we switch places with Dave.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything here.
Okay. So what we're talking about right
And
now.
again, I simply give what Spirit gives me. I apologize.
We understand that.
Sorry, but I got a lot of weird. I'm an attachment to the thing, you know.
So
Yeah.
Dave
And
and
when
Dave
you start
Blackfield,
talking,
Erie, switching
and I could
chairs.
feel what came to you,
Mhm.
I knew what came to you. I was like, damn it. Again.
You again.
So hold on, wait. Dylan, how do you want Joe to proceed right now? Do you want him to say any validation?
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Simply let me
I
know
know
that
it
it
is.
is for you.
It is. Because I can feel it.
It is
I
for
know.
you. I
he
do
did.
have a question for Dave by chance.
Yeah.
This is another feeling that I got before we even started going back into the podcast, but is your mother passed? No. Okay. So let's make sense of that. Maybe mom's side grandmother.
Yeah.
Okay. Mom's side grandmother, she referenced, a lot of times grandparents like to reference sweet treats, but she referenced almost as if she would always bake these fresh cookies anytime she knew that she was watching you, whether it was babysitting you or knew you were coming to visit.
I'm not really getting anything.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna step back from that. Let's go. I'm kind of like a bloodhound sniffing out the trail.
No,
We're finding
trust me.
out the strongest.
I
connection.
know it sucks, but you know it's like right away you started talking like God again, son of a bitch. I know you're getting at, and I'll explain later.
Okay, so I'll focus in on the energy that I am feeling strongest here.
Wait, so are you saying my energy is stronger than Dave's?
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
You didn't say
Has
that.
nothing to do with your energy.
Are you saying that I'm more my masculine energy is more stronger than Dave's masculine energy?
No.
I mean, I'm just throwing this out there right now. I don't want to talk about this stuff sometimes, even though like I'm into like the ghosts and the spiritual stuff. I mean, the remorse stuff I hate. I hate talking about it. I'm like, great, thanks. I'm the worst one that has to deal with this type of stuff. But I don't know. And then
Well, consider yourself lucky. I'm waiting.
I know.
I'm waiting for that day when
I know.
it rings true to me.
It will
It's
happen.
not gonna happen.
But if I get sad or I feel remorse, all I have to do is look to my left and I look at, what is it? Suicide Girls. Two girls. Well, I don't know. I just see wavelengths behind.
Dylan's trying to focus. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
As you were talking, I was connecting back into that wavelength, and it was almost as if she had, I don't know how to describe this to make it make sense, but it was almost as if I was being split into almost two personalities. Almost like a mental illness type deal.
Mm-hmm. I know. It is.
Almost kind of, I don't want to say schizophrenic.
It is.
Yeah.
And I know what you're talking about. I sense that.
Because I literally just felt like
Yeah.
You just
people,
said schizophrenic.
yeah.
We know. I know what he's talking about. I felt it. That's why I was like, I gotta
Where
go off.
What
I
the
literally felt like someone was almost pulling the strings of my brain, like I was a mandolin puppet. Is that what it's called? Mandolin? Marionette puppet.
Mandolin's what the day goes.
Yeah, the instrument.
Hey,
I
Papa,
should know
cool
that
on up
with
with
the,
Johnny, alright?
music background. But yeah, that's kind of the impression she's giving
Yeah.
me.
I know what you're talking about.
Let him validate. Let him bring out more. I mean, it's just further
Okay.
validation that this kid's on something. This man is on something. It's a kid. Oscar, edit that out. Nope.
That's okay.
Alright, we're gonna name this episode Jay's
He's
Lips.
scribbling again. He's trying to focus.
No worries, yeah, I'll never feel anything.
Oh, you'll feel something tonight.
It's almost as if she was being, I don't like giving bad news or giving
No,
like
Just
awesome.
give
negative
it.
anything.
input,
Just
but
give it.
almost as if she was being I just lost the word. Tormented here in the physical, between the mental illness and the guilt. I'm still getting an alcohol link to this,
Yeah,
like almost as if she was
suppressing. I know.
right and dealing with it, but it wasn't making things better for her. It was actually making things significantly worse, and now she's kind of stuck. She's blocked. She feels that deep remorse that she needs to make up for this and really step up on the spirit realm. She's learned her lessons, is what she's letting me know. She's went through the life review, and now she sees how her actions and her thoughts affected people, even though with the mental illness she couldn't help herself with that, because that is a earthbound human body chemical imbalance. There's nothing she could do in that aspect, but she does want to make it up. She wants to make things right. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive in and see what else she has to say.
Awesome.
See what messages and what she is needing to okay. She already something about family. She gave me something almost as if she put a divide in the family. She kind of broke them. How do I explain it?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You can move on. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
Okay,
about.
because that's the thing, once I said find out what she's sorry for that she needs to make up, she is referencing the divide in the family, what she did here. Yeah. It's almost as if I can physically feel what she was going through mentally when she was here. And it's literally like things are pulling at her from all different directions, and she just doesn't know how to deal with it. I feel she was very intuitive herself, but didn't know maybe too open.
Well, she didn't talk. She didn't say anything to anybody about it. But Netta is very intuitive. You don't understand how she don't. I never told you. She'll tell me. She's like, "Who did this? Like, how'd you even know about that?" And she's like, and she'll just keep quiet. She never tells anything to anybody.
It's because she looks through your phone, dude.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Dylan, can I ask you something?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would really, really like you to dial in on, you said car accident. If there's any way to dial in on cause of death, I mean, that would just, if you could, I would run for the hills. Because it was pretty
Related
With
to
you?
this, or
related to this person you're
Yeah, because there's no
speaking
way you
to
can
right
ask
now.
how she died.
Is there any, Jojo asked, is there any way
Well-
you could ask how she died?
It is a traumatic experience, though, for that soul sometimes, too, that they don't know what they did.
Oh, okay.
So Alex saying that it's a traumatic experience for the soul, they might not want to
Sometimes
rehash
they-
that, but that would be
yeah,
utmost
sometimes they
validation.
show that for me, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes I can ask, and sometimes I can't. But
Okay, fair
let's. I don't know why, but I just got this feeling like my whole body was lit on fire. So, I've never felt that before. So I want to ask: was she cremated? after her passing, or was she buried?
Are you asking Joe?
She was cremated.
Okay. So she is validating that it is her through that. She
Yeah.
from head to toe, like, well, toe to head, I felt the fire just come up. Take me back. She's tying in, I feel, this is where she's tying in the alcohol, because she wasn't responsible is what she told me. She's not referencing a whole lot as far as how she passed.
Careful.
Give me a minute. She wasn't responsible with the alcohol. She's saying it was almost like a freak accident. Almost as if, even though she wasn't responsible with the alcohol, she didn't think this would happen to cause her to go.
So it was an accident. It wasn't on purpose.
Okay. It's hard to read.
Can you ask her anything about stairs?
As soon as you ask about stairs, I have to admit, I got the impression that she fell down them. I want to say that's where the head, the left ear, the nausea, the sight, concussion almost. So drunk, fell down the stairs, hit her head, had the nausea, concussion, blinded vision, and then that's what passed her over.
Joe,
Yeah.
could you tell
Oh,
Dylan
Yeah,
the
that's what
cause
it
of
is.
death? The cause of death? Maybe not.
Asphyxiation. She broke her neck, and then
How?
she fell down the stairs.
Was she drinking?
She was, but in some other things,
Okay.
but her mind wasn't all there, and it was, but it was an accident, and she was so kind of in her own world out of it that she thought she was going to the bathroom, but she went down the wrong door and fell. Yeah. I mean, if you grab my hand, could she tell me anything?
Yeah, we're definitely not done connecting in
Okay.
here, because now that we have that out of the way, she is wanting to,
Because I feel like I connected with her more than anybody.
okay, and she did say that, she wants you to know that she is okay on the other side. A lot of times the souls always like to validate that for us, that way it kind of stops our ego from questioning that. She wanted to make sure that the family knew that it was an accident. It was not a suicide.
And that's why we weren't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we assumed it was an accident, and but we weren't sure 100%.
I don't know if I'm feeling what you're feeling right now, but she is giving me the impression of the weight on my chest is now lifting
Gone.
off. Because we know for a fact that
Yeah.
the question has been answered. What does this mean? Why are we doing this?
Because she knows I know that I feel, and she always felt too. I could feel it right now. Like she's with me. I feel it. She's pointing at you, saying, "Hey, I always knew that he knew." Any sense?
She's pointing at Dylan?
No, I mean, she's telling him that I always knew that he knew, But the thing is, that's why she's more strict with me, because I know
Who's more strict with you?
Another's mom, because I could feel her here all the time. And hey, I'm not saying I'm an angel all the time, but when I'm not an angel, she lets me know.
Well, that's her daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, the way that we talked about eyes before, she's bringing me almost the best way I can describe it is I'm a 90s baby, so Ninja Turtle, almost how they have the bands and you only see the eyes, right? She's bringing me to almost a shot like that of only her eyes, and she's saying talk about the eyes or something about my eyes. So as we talked about the eyes later, she's giving me the impression that you knew, even though that she struggled and wasn't fully
That
there.
she was smart, she was
that there
intuitive.
was something there.
I know. 100%. It's all in the eyes. The soul's in 3 eyes. I knew. I know. Like I told you, Netta feels it too. She won't talk about it. She's like, what was this? I saw you do this. Well, you didn't see nothing. It's like, and she plays it off, you know? She's intuitive.
For some
Her mom's
reason,
intuitive.
she's wanting to talk to me about the way she liked her coffee, which is so weird to me. I've never experienced anyone wanting to reference this, so I don't know if this is for validation or what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
But she's showing me I like my coffee with lots of cream, and like 2 sugars, or I don't know. There's something.
She's Polish. She likes the sugar and cream for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. She liked coffee cake.
Is that validation
Coffee.
for you, Joe? Does that mean
I
something?
don't know. There might be a little more to it. I want to hear a little more. There
Okay.
might be.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grab.
So Dylan grabbed Joe's hand just like before.
I mean, could she feel like? See,
Careful.
She's showing me the color yellow. As soon as we grabbed hands, yellow flashed by. A lot of times that's either the past loved one's favorite color or they're referencing the solar plexus chakra, which shows if symbolism is, if I'm taking it symbolically, it would be solar plexus, very dispowered. She was very dispowered. Her power was taken away.
her or anybody?
I want to say that she's. At first, I took it as her with the illness and struggling. But when you asked that question, I asked her, and she said actually both. She's saying that she's helping from the other side with that. It's one of the things that she's sticking around to help with. She's actually, her energy is so weird. Like I said, it's like static electricity. It's kind of there and then it's not, and then it's there and then it's not. Quite difficult to get a grasp on and really
She's
tune
trying to
into.
help though. I know what she's doing. I feel it like every other day.
Yeah, she's so hard to read.
Is she happy I'm with her daughter? Am I, to be honest.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she's happy. But she's referencing her long hair. She says, cut it, long hair's for girls.
Does that mean anything to you? Well, obviously, but is that something she would say to you?
I already knew you had long hair.
I mean, you
but
do look
Oh,
like a
did you?
girl.
personality-wise,
That's what Netta
that's
says to
why
me all the
she's
time.
coming.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Netta always tells me, she's like, you look like a lesbian. I'm like, well, you like lesbians, so we're good.
Hey.
Her mom always my reference to my face. She's like, I don't care about the tattoos, just make sure you don't get tattoos in your face.
That way you can still look presentable if you had to.
Mm-hmm.
You can always wear a button-up shirt.
Exactly.
Well, I work corporate too a little bit, right, guys?
She's saying, she's saying keep them safe.
I mean, is she happy with me?
She said, yeah, I'm happy with you. I told you that. Cut your hair, though. She's
That sounds like her.
she's showing her personality to me.
Yeah, she's like, he's cute. Make sure you don't get any tattoos in his face. What about Wesley? Her husband. Should I tell him anything or no?
He's the one that lives here, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that. She's actually telling you to tell your wife and him that she is okay and that she loves them one final time. She's saying let them know that it was an accident. Does your wife or her husband, not your wife's husband, where does the Lord's Prayer connect into this? Because she started reciting the Lord's Prayer to me.
What does that might have to do with it, though?
Anniversary of her death. On the anniversary of her death, like sometimes we go to church with her. I said on the anniversary of Nana's mom's death, sometimes we go to church with her because it makes Nana feel better.
I think today's the anniversary. I think so.
Well, I know, but I will.
But also, too, there's a thing on the wall with the priest and all this stuff, and he tore it down, he threw it. But he put it back now.
Okay.
So
I
she's
don't know.
get to church.
You're saying you tore down.
No, I didn't.
Who tore down the boat?
It's Wesley.
Wasn't tore down through the way?
Yeah, but it's in Polish. The Lord's Prayer in
Is it
Polish.
back now?
Yeah.
Alright,
Think
so
so.
that's her validating. Thank you for helping us get that sorted out. She's validating that she knows he put it back up there. She's also giving me the impression that he just recently started saying the Lord's Prayer again at night. So that's something you can ask him and see if that validation lines up.
Could I ask one more question?
Sure.
Ask her if she wants me to have a baby with her. Well, not in a weird way.
It is something that's impressive.
With her daughter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I was.
If that's what she
super
wants.
confused.
No.
She is insane.
Oh, no,
Where
come on.
is this going?
Yeah, we can
Sorry,
never have
biology works
we
the
can
way.
never have a serious conversation around here.
Sorry.
Jeez. Alright, sorry.
Okay, she's saying yes. She's giving me the impression that she had a thing for babies. She liked them a lot. I'm just gonna say it, I don't know why, but the name that pops into my head is Agatha or Aggie. So I have no idea if that lines up. I'm actually, I'll be honest, I'm horrible with names, but anytime a name pops into my head, I always give it.
Remember that later Agatha. It's a Polish name.
Yeah. Does that mean something to you?
Her name was supposed to be Kathy, and then all of a sudden,
Whose name is supposed to be Kathy?
Annetta. And then, like, when her day came to the hospital, like, what's the daughter's name? Annetta. They don't know where Annetta came from, but Bakasha is her middle name.
So we'll remember.
Agatha. We're gonna remember. We'll remember it. Agatha. I don't know. We have to talk to Annetta about it. But could you ask her if she was with any of my family, or she was around when my grandpa died, or warning me anything?
I want to say yes. Again, she gave me the feeling of urgency, like, we gotta go, we gotta hurry. She showed me the number 2, and then also gave me that. This time it was different though. It wasn't on the back of my neck crawling up to the top of my head. It was on my forehead. She kind of like nudged it, like, hey. So I'm not sure what that means for you.
I mean, they're stubborn. They're both Polish. They're stubborn. So they're letting you know, and it's, hey, something's happening now.
Okay,
You
and where
know,
does 2
probably.
come into that?
It was her and my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. I mean, what I'm assuming, you know.
Yeah. Always think on that, not saying that's not what she's trying to say. But her energy is getting very hard to read and to continue this connection, so I'm going to go ahead and let her go off into spirit and release the connection. So yeah, that's what I was getting from her.
Is there anything else left in the room?
Yeah.
Do you feel anything anymore?
All right. Well, we're gonna.
I did.
Chase, did you feel anything at all, or no? We're talking about it, or not really? Hold on 1 sec. Here's Chase.
At the beginning, I felt a female presence step forward, also on a mother side, and I got MR. So I don't know if that stood for anything, if it... Is anybody here? But then I just released it, because it wasn't aligning up with anything he was saying.
Okay. Is there anything else in this session, Dylan?
I don't think so. Typically when I get a soul that's energy is that fluctuating, it actually can take a lot out. So if we're gonna do another break,
All right,
that would be good.
Let's do another song.
Okay.
Well, then thank you for that session. I think you hit quite a few validation points. Alex has the next song for us, so let's see what Alex has chosen. We'll be back right after this. You actually gonna use the restroom if you want me to. It's your show, bro. It's very colorful. Looks like a Okay. A traveler on the back.
The Jojo.
The graphic.
What I need you to do is shuffle them any way you'd like, as many times as you like.
Okay, so this is the first time I'm ever doing this. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to screw it up.
You'll be okay. There's no right or wrong. Do whatever feels right.
Whatever feels right. All right, so I'm going to...
So you can shuffle it like that, or shuffle it like playing cards, however you want to do it.
It's kind of what's, I don't know, for some reason. Split it into 4. Kind of putting the decks back together in random form. Thank you.
Okay. And I do things a little bit differently. I do not draw from the top of the deck after it's been shuffled. I do that mainly to get the person's energy on it. And then I shuffle the deck myself and cards will start falling out. And what my theory behind that is I'm allowing spirit to push out the cards that excuse me,
okay.
They are picking.
Okay. I don't know why I'm nervous. It's stupid. I'm nervous. This is not that this is. It's stupid that I'm nervous. That's what I meant to say. That was my meaning. Could I read them as they're falling?
Absolutely.
Prayer. Renewal.
Alright, so we're going to start with those two. So the prayer card here is all about manifestation, and it's kind of like you've been talking to the divine, asking. Christians would put it in the form of prayer. Other people would put it into the form of putting good vibes out there. Life is giving you lemons, so what are you doing? You're making lemonade. This is all part of your power chakra. It's stemming from there, your own personal power. Which then the renewal card is showing that you are coming to a completion of the seasons. You are taking another step into the enlightenment mindset. It's allowing growth to happen for you, and this is happening within your root chakra. So this is everything that meets your immediate animal trait needs. Need for food, need for shelter, need for sex, etc. Let's get some more cards here.
Could I ask questions as you're
Absolutely.
shuffling? So you're saying I have a need for those things, or
No.
I am content with those things?
You are content, and it's going to be a renewal. It's going to be a enlightenment process of more things for you. Almost as if you are manifesting more of those things.
Okay.
The next card that fell out has to do with your third eye. It's forgiveness. It's talking about forgiving oneself as well as the other people around. You have people in spirit that are watching you, and they're kind of helping you deal with this and pushing you forward. It shows a kid being coddled by a rhino. Rhinos are very strong animals, but they're also very gentle and look out for their own. So this has to do with being having forgiveness for yourself. That way it can unblock, as well as others, unblock the energy, the third eye, so you can see past the surface value of things, and kind of see, what's the words I'm looking for? Instead of see the surface, but see past the illusions. The next card is rejection, and this has to do with your connection to spirit. It shows an artist who's painted pictures, and he's kind of thinking about them, he's unsure about them, as other influences are circling his mind, kind of giving him that doubt, that rejection. Just know that this is coming to a completion for you with the arced windows. Arcs always mean abundance for me, and it is light outside, so you are going to get over this. Just understand that you are the creator of your own destiny. You have the tools that you need to paint the beautiful picture of the reality moving forward, and this is with anything connection to spirit as well as within your true higher self as well. We'll see if there's any okay.
Jump it right out.
Again, with the crown chakra, we have creation. Kind of like what I said, you are the artist of your own destiny. So make sure you're creating and making a space to create. this podcast is a good outlet for you to create, but they're also wanting you to take it a step further. Find another thing that's going to help you develop your gifts, whether it's you trying to do some intuitive artwork maybe, and or meditating to really start connecting in and creating that sanctuary and that safe place that you can go within yourself. The smoke in the picture is showing me that things are going to start shifting and changing even more drastically if you choose to take that route, because free will is always an option. And facade, this is again in your solar plexus. It kind of has to deal with, you're putting on a facade, you're happy, but really inside you're a dead tree. It's kind of the dead tree we see here in the solar plexus. It's kind of, you're not giving yourself enough credit, but you are faking it, like, oh, I'm good, I'm great, I have this power, but really inside it's eating you alive. It's not true happiness, and it's not serving your power. With that, we're moving on to another deck.
It's weird because Jay's Italian, and Italians aren't known for that sort of thing.
Hey, all I want to say is back and cool and up a chone.
So we're cutting another deck. What kind of deck is this?
This is the energy deck. It will tell us the situations going on around you.
Okay. Split the deck 3 ways, and reassemble.
Reassemble. Boom, bada, bang. Alright. Happy family. So this is a foundation. This shows me that the situations that surround you, you do have a solid family atmosphere. It's a foundation. It's a 4. So this is the foundation. Your family is a big support for you. There we go. I got the words out. The waters are calm. Everyone's connected. They're all pretty much in harmony with the rainbow, the different spectrums. Things are good there. Let's see here. This also is showing me, have you or did you go on a trip? Are you planning a vacation to go?
Well, it's yes to all. I travel for a living, and we are going on a trip, but it's 5 months away.
Okay, and that's fine. They're just showing me this trip that you're going on. For some reason, I just got a flash of, woo, we're going somewhere. So,
well, yeah, Tuesday I leave.
Okay. So on this trip, pay attention to your family and the aspect of that. They are very happy, know that, but I'm not getting much more information other than whenever you leave on this trip, pay attention to a shift. Okay?
Can I say something?
Sure.
Our babysitter fired our son today, and me and my wife, right before we came here, were up in arms. What the fuck are we gonna do when I have to leave on Tuesday? Because
Are you kidding me?
We have. Yeah, I didn't even tell you. I told Dave.
Well, let him stay with us.
We have zero support out there where we're at. So.
Dude, they can
really
stay with us.
weird.
Like a drop of a fucking dime, you know.
Well, thanks, man. Thank you. But I mean, that kind of hit home right there.
Yeah. So with that, the third chakra, Archangel Camille, is the archangel over the solar plexus in this deck. It is a 10, so it shows things are coming to a completion and you are starting a new journey within your own personal power. So I need you to really pay attention to this, especially with you putting on the facade, faking it until you make it. But pay attention to the shift of the new journey. Pay attention to what the divine is showing you. Raise your consciousness and ask them for signs and symbols and watch them as they reflect it back. You are coming from a heart center of gold, which is a pretty beautiful thing, very powerful as well. So keep that intention, that heart space and gold of the highest good light that you possibly can, and let this be again your foundation. He's standing on earth, he's standing on rocks, like it's a strong foundation. Alright, and know that with another 4, that money is not an issue for you. The door is open. There's a lot of money flow, which is good. So you'll definitely be okay there. Alright guys, let's take it a little bit deeper. Ooh.
These cards, they literally jump out.
13 inches. Oh yeah. Even Jay blood.
So we do have a contract here that was established before you came. I also feel that there is another contract coming in, so make sure you're doing your studying and you're finding that balance and have it be a pure intention. Kind of like you said, you have no idea where you're going with the babysitter thing. Kind of pay attention to this contract. Do some research, find the balance, don't panic. Everything's going to be fine. You just had a nice friend offer you that he would watch. So if things do fall through and you don't find anyone, utilize that. But look at the adjacent possibilities. This is another 6 for you. So when one door closes, 10 more open. There's always going to be an adjacent possibility. Doors closing is never necessarily a bad thing. And with that, I have a man holding a heart. This is just showing this masculine energy, and there is a love there. It's not necessarily romantic love or anything of that, but there is like a true love there, and it's going to transform even more with the butterfly here. That shows transformation. It's going to grow, and it's going to be full of it's almost going to be like you finding give me the words, guys.
Vengeance.
Fulfillment?
Fulfillment could be the word, but
Content.
No, this is love with who? Whom? Between whom?
Me and you. Don't tell Katie, but you know what?
It's about time she knows.
no, this isn't
I have sex and
a romantic love at all. This is more of like a friendship love, the gecko love, right? Friendship love, brotherly love type deal.
Well, they always call me the pessimist.
Oh, good lord.
Other than
With the butterfly here, it's showing that it is moving, and he is kind of giving a piece. And this doesn't necessarily mean it's anyone in the physical realm. This could be someone is watching over you. It also could be a guide here. It's Fabio. He's coming to take you
No,
away.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Is that your fantasy?
It is
I mean, not to
but-
sound not to sound weird that I know this, but didn't he get hit? I felt bad. He got hurt with a pigeon, right?
Oh wait, we got a hold on.
No, but Fabio did. He got hit with a pigeon in the face on the ride. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
He did.
You're right. He did.
He
It
did.
was a
roller
goose.
coaster.
It
It was a
roller-
goose.
No. it
Dave,
was a
Dave,
dove.
pick up the mic.
It was
Here
a
he goes.
goose,
It's a
actually.
goose.
Oh, sorry.
Right, let's
oh,
keep it
now
going. Let's
someone-
keep it going.
Oh, now someone knows all of a sudden.
Let's get it.
Okay.
Let's keep it going.
It's people knows.
So then the next card that came out is numerology 7, which is a divine number. It shows the goddess of the moon. So it's the intuition, but also the feminine. So know that spirit is watching over you and is guiding you, and the water here is flowing. So the energy is going to start flowing for you. And it's going to start opening you up even more. So pay attention to that, especially at night. Go ahead and shuffle
We got a
those.
third deck. What deck is this?
This is the Raise Your Vibration deck, or Trust Your Vibration.
Is there any way I can ask a question right now, just about Jay? Jay has problems sleeping at night. Does that have something to do with it, possibly?
Absolutely.
I keep
That's
having this
where you
4.
need to do your spiritual work, meditation, or as I told you, earthing. A lot of people are finding out whenever they do this earthing, it's connecting them in, and they're starting to get a lot of. They have sleeping issues after they earth. They will be replenished, and it will really help them sleep soundly and just kind of neutralize and balance them back
Because
out.
so basically he's not fully grounded yet. He has to be one with himself and the earth and
In a sense, but a lot of times when we have trouble sleeping, it's because there's so much energy of spirit around us Chase and I learned during the Oneness Blessing thing is some of the avatars actually in India, thank you, only sleep 3 hours a night. That's all they need.
But it all boils down to, like, I mean, for an example, I take my socks off, I get my feet in the dirt, and I'm like, I squish my toes around, and I'm like, I don't know, but for some reason, it's like, I just feel good, you know. And I mean, but in that sense, it's you're one with Earth,
Right.
and it just once like you're calm and you know like it's content, you're one with. And then it helps you relax a little.
Right. And then also, like we talked about, you can get a thing for $20 off Amazon that you just plug into a grounded.
Yeah.
You can wear it around your wrist while you sleep, and it's supposed to really help with that. A lot of people are finding it helps them sleep. Moving forward with the deck, we have See the Solution. You are the solution. Talking about this root situation here, which stems into the solar plexus. You are the solution. Wherever your insecurities lie, go within. Meditate on them. Really focus on them. This is where the meditation comes in, talking to your guides. Even if you think it's silly at first, definitely start doing that. The candles are lit, and that gives me the impression that it is at night, and someone is watching you at night in spirit. So really communicating with them. They are draped in purple or pink, which is the unconditional love color, and that is always going to be a love that they have for you. And then be a mentor and role model. As you learn and as you grow, shine your light for others to see, and it will also come to full balance for you. That's what the heart is in the middle of the positive and negative, and it will allow you to shine your light for other people to really have a mentor and look up to someone and say, yes, I want to achieve what he had. I'm in the same boat. I'm struggling with these, and I'm going to do what he did to make things right, or get my life on track, or to address it.
That's a good thing.
So it's not all for naught. Don't feel like you're doing the work. Do it for you, but also understand that other people are going to come to you, and you're going to be able to help.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, a few things definitely hit. Okay, definitely. All right. How you feeling, Dylan? Oh, as you're taking a drink of water. Sorry.
Let me just ask a question. Dylan, do you know anyone that passed that cooked? As a chef?
Not as a chef, no.
I mean, like, that, like, cooked. Like, I mean, not like a chef for a living, but, like, that, like, someone like that, like, loved to cook. More of, like, a male figure.
I want to say my great-grandfather did.
Because it's like, I've never done this before, like, really, what, you know, like, how, like, we're starting to go out and so we go to places and things pop in our heads. I'm just trying to close my eyes, and all of a sudden, like, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna try something for whatever, an example. Maybe I'm dead wrong. I don't care. I'm just gonna say it and do it. I close my eyes, and I'm just getting a feel from him. And all of a sudden, it's like I got like a guy that cooked in the kitchen, and I just got a guy that I don't know. That's just like what I felt like instantly, like. You know, like what I felt like when they came in and stuff, but it's like I kind of wouldn't mind like just trying it too. I've never tried it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
now's the time.
That's where it all starts. Is to hone in on those gifts, you really have to do the experience with them. Find friends and family that you feel comfortable reading. Whenever I first started really honing and owning, I sat down with my mentor and I was like, I'm just gonna tell you what I'm getting.
Who's the woman with the farm too? There's the lady with the kid, like, it's a long, but they had the lady, she was like the farmer though, like she did the crops. Like I did, that just popped in my head. That's fucking crazy. Dude, the things just like randomly too though. It's like, I got the guy, the cook,
and a girl. But this is like, it's almost like 1700. It's like 1700.